right. What's up? What's up? What's up? Silent night. Oh man, it is such a wonderful day. I want to say Merry Christmas to you all. Definitely here. I was looking at everybody's social media. I was posting people on my page. And people were getting mad because I posted a beautiful family on my page, beautiful family. And I posted this beautiful family on my page and I was getting dragged. They were dragging me on there. And I'm like, why can I not post a beautiful family? You know what I'm saying? I want to post it on my page. So I posted on my Instagram and oh my gosh, I got dragged. I posted it and just got dragged. And I'm like, I'm posting this family because, my stepmother is white. My stepmother is white. And I love white people. I think that some of my good friends are white folks. You know what I'm saying? And, I was talking to a beautiful white woman today, one of my neighbors, and we were walking and we were talking. We talked for an amazing hour. Beautiful, just beautiful white woman, right? And we just had an awesome conversation. And it was a good, powerful conversation that we had. And a lot of people was like, it was just really great. She was walking her dog. I was getting some much needed exercise, and it was cold, but I loved it and stuff like it was really good. And I said, let me just go and just have this good conversation with this woman. And she reminds me of my stepmom. She reminds me of my stepmom. So so I just really think that it was really great. We had an awesome conversation. We supposed to go out for some drinks. Mm-hmm. We supposed to go out some drinks tonight, and it was just a great conversation. It was really, really good, and I can tell like she was shocked that we talking to a black guy, but we were talking about Chicago, about the city, living in Dallas, and we were talking about a lot of stuff. And we were talking about black women, and we had an amazing conversation because she said she didn't really understand black women, and then we kind of chuckled because I was like, well, I don't sometimes understand black women as well. Like I don't really understand them as well. And so we kind of chuckled about that, but I said, I love black women. And I said, and she was like, would you be married to a black woman? And I said, yeah, I would definitely marry a black woman. She said, well, would you marry a white woman? I said, that's on the list. I don't see a problem with me, marry a white woman. I don't see a problem with that at all. I feel like it's okay because white women, they are on this pedestal as being one of the best. They one of the best. They definitely on this pedestal, one of the best. And black women is on the pedestal as well. They're on the pedestal as well as being one of the best. But all women are beautiful. But when you think of white women and black, they make beautiful babies. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So they make beautiful babies, and black men and women, they make beautiful babies as well. And we just had this amazing conversation. And she was beautiful, a beautiful white woman, kind of thick too, right? We just had a good conversation, and I can't really get into other details of what we really talked about. Because if I talk about it, y'all might, a lot of people ain't gonna be understand it. But we just had a great, conversation, and we were talking about how, and I was talking to her about, slavery and how, slavery happened hundreds of years ago. And I said, my people, we should get over slavery. I think that it happened all of these eons years ago, and we need to be focused on the future. And she was like, oh, you're right about that. I said, I think we need to be focused on the future because we so much focus on the past. And when you're focused on the past, you can't move forward. Like, though Emmett Till happened, though Rosa Parks happened, though Dr. King happened, though Malcolm X, though all of these entities happen, we have to look towards the future. And I was having this conversation. I said, we have to look towards the future. And I told her, I said, I have a predominantly black show So I know, like, if I say this, they're going to get mad. They're going to get upset. They're going to throw tomatoes. They're going to get upset. But again, I feel like we have to move forward to a brighter future, right? Yo, we're not in the 60s anymore, right? Mm-hmm. So when I was born in 1990, I didn't have to deal with Jim Crow. I didn't have to deal with, any of that when my grandmother had to deal with, when my great grandmother had to deal with, them being sharecroppers. When I was born in the 90s, I was born in a good world. And so the white people that I've known, the Karens, the Arianas, the Marks, the Billies, the Bobs, they have been great, awesome people. I've never ran into a person that was prejudiced towards me. Never. I've always hanged around great awesome white people. Like, it was one like white lady, and she gave me some nice crystal bowls, Miss Goldstein, and she definitely can fry some good fried chicken. She made some awesome fried chicken, and we had awesome conversation. So again, I want to say this, and I know a lot of people that is gonna get upset with me, but I've never had those altercations. I've never been on the bus and they said get on the back of the bus. No, I don't. When I look at people, I don't look at, oh, you're a white person, you're a black person. I look at you an American, right? You are. When I look at myself, I don't see that, oh my gosh, I'm a black person. I see I am a human being. I'm a man. You know what I'm saying? And I was born right here in America. And what America is one of the greatest countries, in the world. It's like one of the greatest countries in the world. And just been awesome. So, and when I'm having these conversations, I know a lot of people are going to say, well, Wiley, why are you like this? Why are you saying this? And why are you doing this? And again, I'm just having my thoughts. But, and one thing that she did say that I agree with, she said, Wiley, we must protect our police officers and we must protect them. And I said, you're right, because I feel that we have to protect our police officers, because the police is all about serving and protecting. And it's only a small percent, maybe about a couple, one or two police officers that, that are not supposed to be on the force, but it's a small minority. And I think that we should protect our officers. And I said it. I said it's definitely great. And she showed me a tattoo on her arm. She said "Protect the Blue," and I really love that. And I said, "Oh, I'm thinking about getting me a Protect the Blue tattoo. Protect the Blue, Blue Lives Matter tattoo." And I might give me one of those tattoos. I don't know, but I think that we should protect our police officers, and they're really, really good. And so I just think that's the right thing to do. And so we had this awesome conversation. It was really great, and I love talking to her. I'm not going to say her name. I will say her first name. Her name was Sarah. I'm not going to get her last name, but it was really nice. She smelled really nice, and yeah. So I will continue to support her, and we wish her well. All right. So that was that. When I had my little morning, you know what I'm saying, conversation with one of my neighbors, beautiful woman, awesome. She could definitely be a future Mrs. Wiley, but she wasn't confrontational. She when I came up, she honored me. She showed me nothing but respect. She wasn't aggressive. So I love that about her. All right, so on yesterday, I went to the movies. I think it was yesterday. Was it yesterday? Yesterday was Saturday. Absolutely no, it wasn't Saturday. It was Friday. I went to the movies and I was going to see, Whitney Houston, I Want to Dance with Somebody, the biopic. So I go there and I get my my items, my slushie, and I go and get my hot dog. And so I'm sitting in the theater, eating my hot dog, and I completed the hot dog. And so I'm about to devour this slushie. So it comes on in the beginning of the movie, it comes on and then it goes off. And then the alarm system, the fire alarm system goes off. I'm like, wow, this is quite strange. This never happened. So again, I have to immediately get into my, my hat of, okay, this must be an emergency. I'm hearing the system. I thought that it something, and then my mind started to race about all of just the worst. I thought it was somebody in there going crazy or something. And so I said, we got to evacuate. And so I picked up my slushie because I paid for it. It's a large slushie. I picked up my slushie and I picked up the slushie and I said, we got to exit out the door. Let's not exit out this door, but let's exit out this door. So we proceeded to leave out the door and it was freeze. I feel the cold air. So I go outside and it was just everybody just rushing out. And it was a lot of us. And I'm like, what's going on? I don't smell any smoke or anything like that. They said, move away from the building. The building's on fire. And I don't smell any smoke. So I'm in there. And so some just told me to put on my camera and document what's going on outside this theater. So I go live and it's just all it is. And I explain what's happening. And so I just see water. And it was like, well, maybe it's the popcorn machine because this, a fire, this is like the first time it's happened. So what's going on? So finally, the lady, one of the awesome, beautiful white ladies, she came out and she said, she was giving us our card, our ticket, because they refunded us back our money. And I said, what's going on? She said, well, a pipe burst and they had to evacuate. And you clearly see the water just all outside and stuff. So whatever happened, a pipe burst and we had to evacuate. And I was upset because I had, this slushie, this red slushie, and I wanted to enjoy this movie. I was upset. I thought they was going to let us back in. So some told me to look at my phone and let's find another theater to go to. Because I originally was supposed to link up with somebody. They didn't show up. And so I said, let's go to another theater. And I said, okay, let's go to another theater. So I go and I check out I check out another theater and I saw the movie was there. And so this theater, they actually serve you food. So I ordered some food, some chicken tenders and some French fries. And so the movie come on and the movie is on. I'm watching movies. I was nervous because I thought we had to evacuate at this theater. So I'm seeing the movie and automatically I'm just in tears because the lady that played Whitney Houston did an amazing job. It was a great biopic. It showed Robin and Whitney Houston relationship. And I got this book really here. I read this book maybe about a year or 2 years ago. It's called A Song for You, My Life with Whitney Houston, Robin Crawford. And she talked about her relationship, with Whitney Houston and how they had a sexual relationship. It always been rumors, but Robin never confirmed the rumors. So she wrote a book, and when she wrote this book, she talked about her relationship with, with Whitney Houston. And so I'm looking at this and I'm seeing this and I'm looking at this movie and I'm seeing how talented Whitney Houston was. And I said, this is why I fell in love with her. I said, I am sitting in the presence of one of the greatest singers ever, not just her generation, but ever. And I'm listening to the movie and I'm seeing how they played it out and how her mother pretended like something was wrong with her throat. And so Whitney had to sing in front of Mr. Clyde Davis, and everybody know who Clyde is. Clyde is like he have an ear for music, right? And so she just performing, doing an awesome job. And I'm just getting my life hearing the storyline. I love the fact that in this story, they didn't trash Bobby Brown. And I'm glad they didn't do that because for decades, they have just trashed Bobby Brown as being a person that got Whitney Houston on the drugs. So I'm glad they handled his character well, his storyline well. I didn't know that she slept with Jermaine Jackson. Well, I read in the book, and I forgot about it until I actually went back in the book, and how Robin was upset about that. And then the father, once when Whitney was like, okay, I want Robin to work for me, the father was like, y'all need to date men. And I think that for Whitney Houston, I saw myself in her because she knew lesbianism is against the word of God. And she knew that in order to make it heaven, you have to be married. You have to have a husband. So I related with Whitney on that, right? And so hearing this and seeing this, and then seeing her father, really abused his power as the manager and wasted all of the money that that was coming in, and that Whitney was upset about that, and how she had to get Pat Houston to be over her, to be her manager. And Pat Houston really was over her career, but came after it was pretty much a disaster. And hearing this and seeing it, and one of my favorite parts of the movie is like when she was invited to sing at the Super Bowl, and just hearing that nobody ever came close to dethrone Whitney Houston when it came to that Star Spangled Banner. She did it the best. I don't think nobody would ever top that emotionally. The way how she slowed it down, the way how she did it was everything. And so I'm just listening to this movie, and then you have Pat Houston in the movie. I love the fact how they put the mother in the movie, and how it was a part of the movie that broke me down in tears. Her father was dying in the hospital bed. He was dying, and she was like, "Well, you ain't got to worry about managing me, because Pat is in charge now." And he was like, "What do you mean?" He was like, "I'm going to sue you for $100 million. I got that deal. I'm going to sue you." He's like, "Dad, I'm not getting $100 million. I have to do albums to get that money recouped back. And I haven't recorded an album yet. And I'm going to sue you." And on his deathbed, he wanted to sue Whitney Houston. And when I saw this movie, I'm like, I broke down in tears. So I'm like, because money changes people. Like, it changes people. And when I saw that, I just was in tears. And then when he died, she didn't go to the funeral because it was bad blood between her and her father. And what Whitney was saying, it was like, "Listen, I want you. I'm your daughter. Like, I you know what I'm saying? I'm not, and I'm your boss, but I'm your daughter." And so, seeing that movie, I literally just broke down in tears. And once they played the Whitney, when Whitney went on Oprah, and when she was saying the song "I Was Not Built to Break," I got to know my own strength. And when she was singing that song, I immediately just broke down in tears, because even though Whitney Houston vocally wasn't like she was in her earlier years, but she still can sing. And the emotion of that song, I just broke down in tears. I'm like, this song, this woman was incredible. And then it really focused on when her voice wasn't the same, and she knew her voice wasn't the same, and how they dragged her in the media, and how she just didn't know, like, she knew that vocally she was not there like she was in her earlier years. And it was something. And I said, I could just imagine what she went through, because number one, you are on there and your voice is not the same, and you're getting dragged for it. So she got dragged for that. And it hurt her. It brought her in depression. And I think that was really just got her back into the drugs. I don't think she was never off the drug. I think she took breaks. But I think that moment was like, she went back into the drugs. And to see that, and just how they put it in there, and how she just went through all of that, I just immediately was in love with Whitney Houston. And towards her last breath, they handled this movie well. They did not play the interview that she did with the interview that she did when she said, "I'm not on crack, crack is cheap." They didn't put that in the movie. They really focused on her success. They focused on the challenges. And one part of the movie that really that I liked, that was powerful for me, when she went to Clive Davis' house. When she went to Clive Davis' house, and Whitney was like, "Who was that guy?" That was Clive Davis' boyfriend, because he was a gay man. Well, bisexual, if you want to say. And he sat down, he said, "You need to go to rehab." And she was like, "I thought you don't get in your artist's personal life." He said, "Listen, you need to go to rehab, because you won't beat this." And he was speaking he was speaking from experience, from his artists that he lost from drugs. And everybody tried. Her mother tried to put her in rehab, had the police escort her. Everybody tried to get her treatment, but of course the drugs overthrown her. It was really sad, and but you can't deny that Whitney Houston is the great. Like, she's the only artist in history that had multiple number one hits straight, and that was Whitney Houston. Like, you cannot deny that. And I was glad in this movie that when you see it, you're going to see the greatest gift that God ever created. And I'm glad that they handled Robin's character. Again, I'm glad they handled her character right, because Robin was her friend. Robin was her first love, or was her love. I don't know, first love, but they were in love. But because of the society that we lived in, and her being a global superstar and her family being religious, they could never honor or co-sign a lesbian relationship. But I'm reminded of an interview that Oprah did with her mother, with Whitney Houston's mother. This is after Whitney passed. And she said, would have been okay if Whitney Houston was a lesbian? And her mother said no. To the point it shocked Oprah. Like, she said, no, I don't believe in that. And you should have seen Oprah Winfrey face, like, really? Like, no, she just did not see it for her. And I think that hurt Whitney, that she had to go with men and she couldn't live her true life as being with a woman. And her Robin, because Robin was dragged in the media, and Robin saw the downfall of Whitney Houston, and she saw the downfall of her friend, her love, right? They were roommates. And, seeing this movie, and I'm just glad that they were able to give Robin, they didn't really trash her in this movie. So they handled this movie with care. Mm-hmm. And I love that. So overall, I'm gonna go back and see the movie. Maybe tonight I'm gonna go and see the movie, because it was a good movie. I can't deny the movie that they put together. The writers put together a good movie. They didn't talk about her getting molested. It was just about Whitney Houston's success. It was a lengthy movie, but it was good. It was good. And I wasn't surprised when I seen that her family did not honor that. You have to understand, they're a Baptist, and they're not receiving that. They're Baptists, they're Christian. They're Christian. So they're not going to receive you being gay. Like, I have a grandmother, and I love my grandmother dearly. I think for my grandmother have been there in my life when I was a teenager, when I was a young man, when I was a kid. And I will never forget my grandmother said to me out of her mouth, I was in the restroom, and I was coming out of the restroom, and she pulled me to the side. She said, gay people die horribly. They die horribly. Like, that's how you want to go out. It hurt me, because I didn't understand it then. I'm more so understanding it now. But that was the most hurtful thing she could ever say. But I was raised under that. And so once she said it with a straight face, that they die horrible, like planting this idea in my head that you're going to die a terrible death because of your sexuality. And so that hurt me for years. It took me I'm still not over it, but I'm in a much, much better place now to be understanding. I'm like, okay, she's raising this generation. She's a Christian. She's in the church, but that's very painful. And I don't think people really understand the pain that you cause people when you say hurtful things like that to people. And, it's really, really sad. And it is very disturbing. I don't even have a relationship with my uncle because of my sexuality. I would never forget, being in the church, and that was like my safe haven. I love church. I love singing in the choir. I love hearing the word. I was into the Bible. You couldn't, like, I was into this word. Like I'm gonna say it again. I was into the Bible. I was into it. I love, hearing about the word of God. And having that experience in church and them not receiving and not receiving me, it made me question God. It made me question how could, and speaking about this, because I saw this in The Best Man Holiday, and I'm sorry, The Best Man, the Best Man final chapter, and one of the sons is in there. We're talking about this, like, God, I supposed to feel love, and I didn't feel that love. I felt a shift in the love. The love was conditional, and I felt that hurt and pain that I felt, and I don't think I will ever forget it. I don't think I will ever forget it. I want to always talk about it, to help other people, but it was very painful. And so seeing that story about Whitney brought back memories for myself. It brought back memories. Yeah, it just brought the memories just flooded to me. And having these conversations with your grandmother, and she say something like that, it was like, what? Like, but a lot of people go through that painful. I've known people that have ended their life because their family disowned them, the church disowned them, and they're just gone. So my prayer to people for this year, as we go into next year, you have to show love. You may not agree with a person's life decision. You may not agree with that. But that does not excuse you to be mean and nasty. You know what I'm saying? That may not agree to you being mean and nasty. And I'm going to say this and I'm going to move on, because the Spirit is leading me to talk about this. If homosexual and lesbianism is wrong, if it's sinful, if God do not ordain it, please speak to the community and give them the instructions on how to get out of the lifestyle. If it's evil, I don't know why I'm on this subject, but I'm on this subject, child. If it's evil, if it's against God, give me, speak for me, the instructions on how to get out of it. How? How can God, and God is hearing me, I got the Bible right here, and we're talking. If he is a deliverer, how can you get out of it? Because if it's wrong, it is in the scripture, it's written in this book, deliver me from it. In the people of God, if you're a man of God or whomever, tell us how to get out of it. And so that is the disconnect I feel from church and the community and the LGBT community, because they attack 1,000%. Oh, it's against God. You a F word, or you a S word, or you this. It's Adam and Eve, not Adam and Steve. Okay, if you tell me all of that, then tell me how to get out of it. You understand what I'm saying? And if this book is true, if this is truly the word of God, then tell me how to get out of it. Let me know where is the roadmap? Where is the instructions for that? And if it is wrong to do. Because clearly it's in the scripture that it is wrong. It's in the book. But tell me how to get out of it if it is wrong. That is like my question. That is my $1 million question to the church, to the people of God, is to answer that question. Okay? Because it's a lot of things in this book that talk about what is wrong, about wearing different fabrics, eating different types of food. It's a lot of things in this book that is wrong, but I don't really see people talk about adultery, fornication on a global aspect like they talk about lying is in the scripture, like God is against people that lie. And there's a lot of people that lie, but they excuse that behavior. But when you say you're homosexuality or you're lesbian, you get a different type of reaction. But if lying is a sin, why don't we have that same type of reaction? Is adultery is a sin? Why we don't have that type? Murder is a sin. Where is that reaction? All that is sin. And it's in the book that God is against it. It's in it. It's written. I just want to talk about that a little bit. So that is what I had to bring up because I was led to talk about it. And so we'll dive into that a little bit more. But that movie really had me going into a deeper thought. And that's where that movie had me going into a deeper thought. And that's why I said, ooh, okay. And I didn't even think I was going to get this deep because I don't prep on what I'm going to talk about before I do a show. I just do a show. So that was that. But I give this movie 2 thumbs up. Emotional, had me crying, good singing, and good acting. Like you can tell that whatever the actress name is, y'all know her name, post her name. We want to give her a shout out. She did a great job. Like she really gave you Whitney. And the one who played Sissy Houston did an amazing job. Who played Sissy Houston? She did awesome. Who did Robin did awesome. Like whoever, cast this movie did awesome. And I give them credit for that. This was better than the other movie that they did, the TV movie. It was way better than that. It was more in depth. It really focused on the success of Whitney Houston. And for that, you gotta give credit. And it did such a good thing. So that was that. So I was minding my own business like I always do, and I got an update and alert that Armon was interviewing Milagro Grams. And so I was sitting down and I was sitting down and I was watching this interview. I heard about it, that it was going to come out. I knew it was going to come out. And he released the picture of him and Milagro Grams. And I see this interview. I see her in this extra short skirt, like you could see her private part. That's her. Her legs was extra. One was more greasier than the other. And Armon interviewing, and he's extremely drunk. Like, he extremely drunk. Like, he couldn't even make complete sense. The man was just drunk. And he asked her questions, and I'm listening to it, and she was talking about Tory Lanez, and that Tory Lanez is innocent, and that it's wrong, and Megan is a liar. You're hearing this stuff, and I'm hearing it, and I said, look how pathetic this black woman is. You can see she don't have her ring, so she's not married, or she don't respect her husband. She got on an extra short skirt where you could see her coochie lips. You can't see her eyeballs because maybe she was high. She had on these glasses with fingerprints on her glasses. And you see all of this stuff. And I'm like, okay, let's get into the interview. And Armon just completely drunk. Not sober, which was very disrespectful to be drunk and you interviewing somebody. And of course, he's in his feelings about. They talk about Nikki and they talk about Cardi, and she was like, "Well, I think that you changed against Nikki because she blocked you." And he's like, "Yeah, but I promoted her, and she had Caillou on the show, and we cool, but he asked the real questions." And I'm like, how delusional is this drunk fool that you think Nicki Minaj should have had you on the show when you degraded her husband? Like, you degraded her husband. And you just hear this. And then when I saw this interview of degrading the husband, and I said, you got to be a drunk fool, because you can't be upset when you degrade somebody's husband. That's somebody's father and husband. So that relationship would never flourish of her bringing you on her show. And you got emotional, right? And she don't owe you anything. So I think that was a great question that, Milagro Grabs asked. And she asked that how, her thing with the whole thing, Ken and Petty. And then Milagro, again, she loved defending terrible black men. She would make a great defense attorney for the worst black man. She would defend them. She say, I read the documents. And if he had a better lawyer, he would have gotten off. No, he committed a crime. You're trying to ignore what happened to Jennifer. He committed that crime. So I'm hearing this conversation. And I'm seeing it, and I'm like, this is weird. And then while they talking, and then they talk about the whole mentor, the whole thing with Jason Lee and all of that. And Armon talking about, well, Jason, the jealousy and stuff like that. And I said, why you ain't bring up King Payne, Milagro? Like, because she was high and he was drunk. Because King Payne wanted to get some ideas to help take his show to the next level. And Armon ignored him. He ignored that man. And I actually had a conversation with King Payne. He called me. And we had a conversation. I said, even though I don't like you, but the way have you been mistreated by Armon Wiggins is sad. And you should speak up for yourself. That's how your channel's going to grow. That's how doors going to open up. The way how he treated you, like you ain't shit, you need to speak up for yourself. Because he treated you bad. And everybody see it. You don't owe him anything, because when it was time to give you a leg up in this industry, he shut the door. So my advice is that you tell us what happened between you and Armon. And also my advice is to interview Jason Lee. Because you don't have to tell me all the details, because I know I see it. The public see it. So we had a conversation. And so back to this interview with Milagro Grams. I'm seeing this. It was so pathetic to see her on there. Because number one, they didn't address him insulting her. They addressed when he walked away, when Tory Lanez walked away, but they didn't address when he insulted her. Didn't address that. And it's the same black woman, Milagro, that got on her platform that said she was gonna beat me up, but got on there with Armon and kissed his butt after he insulted her. So I just don't understand. I just didn't understand that part. So I look at it. I'm listening to this interview, and it was a bunch of foolery, cocaine, and liquor, because it was pathetic, because it was fake. Then they get to the Neek at night, and Armon, they must have an argument. And I think Armon is arguing with Neek because Neek have teamed up with King Payne, and they should release the audio. They might be cool now, but who gives a damn? They argue. And my thing is this: if I was there, I'd have pulled Armon to the side. Thank God I wasn't there, because I'd have been locked up. I'd have hit him right in there, right there. And so, but I think with Armon, he have this energy that he think he's better than people, but when shit hit him, he plays the victim like a professional. But when he get the opportunity to help and give people come, he don't do it. He do not do it. Did the same thing to Sean Davy Way. Didn't bring Sean Davy Way up. Sean Davy Way had to get it on himself. He was boosting Armon up, and then when the question came up, I don't have any friends. I said, Sean, that's a slap in your face because you boost this man up. Y'all not friends. And then he kind of pulled back, boosted him up. And he just focused on his platform. But when it get back to Milagro Grams and I'm hearing this interview, I hear them talking. And I said, this is trash. Because they didn't address the elephant in the room. Armon is just extremely drunk. And he was talking about Cardi B. Oh, Cardi B, she gave me opportunities, but she don't put me in a VIP with her friends and all that, because you're not a friend. She uses you for her come up. But when it's time for get exclusives to the same white folks y'all dissing in that courtroom, Cardi B go talk to them. Nicki Minaj go talk to them white folks. So y'all saying how y'all have been treated like, y'all have been treated like trash in the courtroom, but Nicki and Cardi, when they got an exclusive, they go to the white people in that room. They speak to them publications before they speak to y'all. But y'all doing the dissing, y'all doing the dragging. You go to our party, pay $1,000, wear your Gucci boots and Balenciaga boots. But when they got an exclusive, they go to the same white people that y'all was sitting in the courtroom with. So you can boost Cardi B up, but the greatest gift Cardi can do to you, Armon Wiggins, is to come on your show. The greatest gift she can do is sit on your platform and bring the ratings to your platform. Giving a follow, that's easy. But show me that you really love what I do by coming on my show. But they go to these white publications. Nicki does the same thing. They go to these mainstream white publications. So they're not with the quote unquote new media. And had a conversation with Kyle in the neighborhood talk with all of them. I said, what y'all did was white is right, black get back, brown get down. But when they came to reposting about the trial, not one black person they posted. Not one. And these are black-owned blogs. They only posted white reporters. And you had black people all there. They didn't post them at all. So, but that must be called out. And I called it out. And I'm going to call it out on my platform. They posted all of them white publications on their platform. They called it out. They didn't post the black people. They posted the white folks. So back to Milagro Grams, which was so phony and fake, and the way they did Neek at night. Now, Neek, they can make up all day, but my thing is this: why did y'all argue? What is the downfall? Is it because she teamed up with King Payne? And you don't like that she teamed up with a person you have to lay your head down because the same mama you posted picked her man over you? Didn't even want you in the garage? See, they don't want to have this type of teaching. But when you was at your lowest, your mama picked her man over her son. So I'm hearing this conversation. They were talking about OG and how he called OG a monkey and how Milagro Graham stood up for OG and all of that she claimed. And that was the most degrading, disgusting thing Armon could ever say out of his mouth. And then he gets shocked when his audience, some of them, turn against him because what you said was pathetic and trashy. All right? Then you got your mama up there with 15 coats of makeup. So how dare you put your lips on OG when your mama got to wear 20 coats of makeup? Take all that makeup off and let's see a fresh face without all that makeup. So you see that, and I'm like, let's dive into it. Oh, yeah, but y'all know, blah, blah. But if you talk about his mama, he's ready to throw a fit. So I get it. And so I'm hearing this and seeing this, and I get why Milagro Grams wanted this platform. Armon have a big platform. I get it. You got to play the game. But don't serve me a boo-boo sandwich and say it's a ham sandwich. We see the fakeness. It was phony and fake. You showing up with glasses showing your print and all of that, and then you lied. He said, do you want to sleep with Tory? Oh, he's attractive. You want to sleep with that man. You dress like a prostitute and get shocked when you get those type of questions. Let's don't be shocked. And now you look crazy because you can't celebrate his success. Celebrate. Now you gotta say, free Tory, free. He ain't gonna be free. He guilty. He deserved to be locked up. He's not an Emmett Till. He's not the Central Park Five. He's not Brian Banks. He actually committed a crime. So he deserved to be locked up. He did it. And he's guilty. No matter how his father get out there getting his blood pressure all high, talking about how innocent he is, who gives a darn? Your son did that. And hearing the aggressiveness of Milagro to defend him is pathetic. And she's getting dragged about it. And back to this interview, I'm hearing it, and then Armon would say, you're the female version of me. Excuse me? Did he just say female version? That Milagro is a female version? What? That ain't no. But Milagro couldn't catch it because she high with sunglasses on. You can see her coochie lips. So she ain't caught it. I caught it. I said, I got to talk about this interview. So overall, the interview was trash. All right? It was trash. It was not living up to the hype. It was fake. He didn't ask her the tough questions because he was extremely drunk. All right? So, hearing this and seeing this, I'm going to review it. I'm going to review it. And we definitely going to talk about it. But to all the white publications, I'm not mad at y'all, because these same black celebrities that we love and promote so bad, when they got an exclusive, they go to the white publications. Like Rihanna. She didn't give Jason Lee them pictures out of the goodness of her heart. Let's talk about Jace for a second. The paparazzi took the pictures. They was going to leak it. And she said, let me just give it to Jason. Go on, Jason, you post it. You didn't give me them pictures out of goodness of your heart. You had no choice to give me them pictures because the white people already took the pictures. And that's what Jason Lee said on the platform. So I'm not going to talk about the white folks, but what they doing. We know what they're going to do. They're going to be for their people. I'm looking at the black people that say they for the culture, but they sit their black asses on white platforms. I look at, what's my dog name? Boosie. He sit on a white man platform. He rarely go to black publications. So let's not act like y'all all for the culture. I'm for the culture, for my people. But when it's time for you to uplift black publications, you hardly on there. The most racist place you can be on is the red carpet. And these black folks that y'all love so much got white publicists, and they don't even go to the black platforms. And the black folks, they listen to their white publicists, and the white publicists, they get paid by the black celebrities. They pay their paycheck. They pay them. They on their payroll. But they go to these white publications. Mm-hmm. That's where they at on these white publications. I don't see Nicki doing a sit-down interview with Milagro Grams. I didn't see Cardi B doing a sit-down interview with Armon Wiggins. But the way they talk, all these people, they're not your friends. If you really care for me, if you really cool with me, come on my show. Show me that love. Do an exclusive with me, and let's talk about it. Last year, this time, Milagro or all these people was coming against Wiley. Conscious, everybody. Larry Reed, everybody. These same people fell out with each other. They fell out with Tasha. She was trash. Fell out. But when it's time to team up on Wiley, they teamed up against us. Now, a year later, they're no longer cool and friends. Conscious told me, you need to be with her. Don't burn no bridge. I said, she's trash. That ain't no bridge that I'm going to be able to walk on. And then when he got blocked, when she told Kelsey to block him, push him off the line, he got insulted and he started dragging Tasha. I said she was trash then. You didn't want to see it. I can play stupid all day, but I knew the woman was trash. I knew it. She was about herself. It was not no equal thing. So I said, I'm going to play the game. And when it's time to drag her, we're going to drag her. And when she got dragged and we had a whole conversation, she was mad about some things, and she was mad about the whole thing with Storm Monroe because we didn't take we didn't take her side against Storm. She was mad about that. She called me, said she was going to sue me. She said, when they get sued, you're going to get sued. She still haven't served me with no paperwork. And here we are a year later, still doing what we're doing. And most of them people fell out with each other. And Tasha is in a bad place financially, mentally, so bad place. And she's trying to latch on to anything to survive, right? And now we are a year later, and we're still here on our own. And that's how it happened. And I'm happy and I'm more at peace because I can't deal with that phony stuff. This is why I didn't go to the courtroom. It was a producer. I can just pick up the phone and they will pay my flight, hotel, everything. I have producers that I can call if I need them. I didn't do it because I didn't want to be in all that fakeness. I'd rather cover the trial at home. You got to deal with the phoniness. You saying something under your breath, because I will snatch you up in that courtroom. Okay, what's that? And I will be arrested and all that. So I would rather stay in my house, cover this trial, instead of being part of the news. Because I have people that I can call to get me comfortable. That ain't nothing. I could have called somebody right now and say, get me California, and they would have done it. But if you would have said something smart under your breath, I would have been part of the news. I would have snatched you up. And I can guarantee you that, partner, you would have got snatched up right then and there, because you ain't going to embarrass me. You would have left there the whole stretching. Period. Anyway, soon they would have said so smart about Neek. I would have took up for her, because I would have felt like y'all trying to bully this woman because she teamed up with King Payne. Of course, he ain't going to say nothing, but I'm going to say something. Snatched up. Man, please. Don't play with me. So we had this conversation, and I'm hearing this, and I said, wow, this it is what it is. And I went up and go back to Jason Lee. I'm going to talk about this, and then we open up the phone lines. His show is coming out. His team that emailed us, and they emailed us, and they said, Jason, well, I asked him, I said, why did Jason block me? Oh, he blocked you because you was insulting, blah, 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 blah. You have to talk about the show, and then we may unblock you. And I said, no, thank you. I'm going to talk about the show, but you don't have to unblock me, because I don't care. I'm going to talk about it. If it's good, I'll talk about it. If it's bad, I'm going to talk about it. But I don't deal with that. In order to get unblocked, I'm going to say no, who cares? Because you never post the Wiley Show on Hollywood Unlocked. Who cares that you block me? If I need to see something, my people are going to send it to me anyway. I'm going to talk about the show regardless, because because he's an entertainer. He is a celebrity gossip blog. He have all these followers. So, of course, I'm going to talk about it. But I put in the email, I wonder, will Carrie Hilson or would Beyonce or would Rihanna show up on the show? I get, would that ever happen? I want to see what is going to be the guest that's going to come on. It's going to be D-list, F-list celebrities, or it's going to be like Rihanna. Mm-hmm. But when Rihanna finally does a show, will she come on Jason Lee's show, or she go to the white folks? Oh, to Oprah. So I don't deal with a lot of that fake Hollywood. So it ain't gonna work for me. It's just not gonna work for me. I'm too real, too ghetto, too ratchet. Can't deal with all that fake stuff. All right. So overall, what I think about the interview, they could have kept that interview. It was pathetic. Armon was extremely drunk, like he always did. He said, "I'm the leader in my relationship. I want to sit in the passenger side and drive. I want to sit in the passenger side. I'm tired of doing all that driving." Well, nigga, get in the passenger side. Who gives a darn? If you want to be the bottom and not the top, then get you a top. It is what it is. You control that man in all time. You don't put that man on your social media because you know we're going to drag him. So you keep him private. He's done keeping them all private and hidden and stuff like that. And sad, pathetic boyfriend somewhere cooking the chicken, and he's somewhere hiding. Can't even have no social media. His social media is all blocked. He's on his social media. And before he dated Armon, he's able to have his social media open. His social media is private. That's a pathetic way to live. Your man could be out here free, and you got to be in a corner somewhere. Pathetic. Pathetic. Got your social media, got you in a corner hiding somewhere. Hiding for what? Show yourself. But you know that if you come on this, show yourself, you're going to get dragged, and you can't deal with that. But your man talk a lot of stuff, so show yourself. And the reason I come at that boyfriend the way that I do about that boyfriend, because he used to talk a lot of mess about Wiley. I used to hear him a lot. And I said, every time I'm going to drag you, because you don't show yourself on camera. You ain't got the cojones enough to come on camera. When you was on Armon Wiggins show, he put them videos on private. So you can't show yourself. So you can say everything about my eye, my nose, my lips, my this and that. But I show myself on camera. I'm here. Do you show yourself? You somewhere private. in a corner somewhere, hidden. Cooking his food. You are a slave. And if you're not a slave, then show yourself. So it was a picture somebody took of his boyfriend, and I didn't put the picture out because I'm not low down. So a blogger, and if y'all guessed the blogger, I named the blogger, but she's a big blogger. And she had her folks take the pictures of Armon's boyfriend. They was at dinner outside LA. She sent me the pictures. And she said, here's the pictures. And I said, wow, I not gonna put it out. And I said somebody, and Armon called me, what picture? And I sent them a picture. I said, Armon, I'm not gonna put these pictures out. Now, I said, if it go public, then I'll repost it and talk about it. But I'm not gonna do the dirty work, because if I put the pictures out, they're gonna say I took the pictures. So I can't have that on my conscience. I don't want them to think that I went to LA and took the picture of you and your man. So I'm not gonna do it. They took more pictures when the boyfriend was out there walking the dog. So, and this is a big blogger. She paid somebody to take the pictures. But I said, I'm not putting them out. I said, if it's public, then I put the pictures. I talk about it. But you ain't gonna have me putting out the picture of that man walking that dog, because they're gonna spin a narrative and say Wiley is stalking Armon. He's stalking the boyfriend. And I don't want that on my conscience, because I'm gonna do it. He's a good-looking guy. He's a bottom, good looking, a good pet, good assistant, good slave. So, good-looking guy. He's not ugly. But they took the pictures. And so, and the person DM'd me and said, put it out. I said, no. I said, you put it out first. I got more subscribers than him. I can't do that. I said, well, I can't do that. And so I talked about it on the show, and Armon called me. Wiley, what pictures? I said, these are the pictures. I didn't send him all the pictures. I said, these are the pictures. And some told him, you should just put it out. I said, no, I'm not putting it out. No, I'm not gonna put them pictures out, because they're gonna put it on me and say that I took them pictures. Not gonna put it on me. You put it out first with all your subscribers, and then I put it out and talk about it, because it's public. But I'm not going to talk about something and you don't put the pictures out. I mean, whoever she hired, they took some pictures. And I said, wow. And I told her, I said, you got to be careful, because you got people hiring PIs and you got to be real careful. Man, they took pictures, and I said, I'm not. He said, well, thank you, Wiley. I said, I'm not going to put it out. I said, I'm not going to put it out, because it's going to make me look like I took the picture. So I'm not going to put it out there. But I have them, and you will be shocked who it is. And I said, you got to be careful, because people is watching you. And absolutely. And I didn't put the pictures out, y'all. I could talk about them, but I ain't gonna put it out there. No, I ain't gonna put it out there. Because it ain't none of my business. That ain't none of my business. I'm at my own business. So, and I'm damn sure I ain't gonna do nobody dirty work. I'm not gonna put no pictures out. Just like when they send me pictures of Tasha K with some spider webs, and they wanted me to put, I didn't put it out. I put out the Milagro Grams pictures, because Milagro Grams, that was already public. That was already public on Twitter, on Lipstick Alley. So I reposted it. Milagro called and said, can you take the pictures down? And I said, okay, I'll take it down. Because you want me to take it down? I'll take it down. So I obliged. I said, hey, I will remove the pictures. It is what it is. I removed it. And people say, why do you remove it? Because she asked me to. So I said, hey, I'm going to remove it. Mm-hmm. That matter my own business. I said, you want me to take the pictures down? I'll take them down. I will remove it. Because she didn't like it. And she called me. Because again, these people, they act like they don't know Wiley, but they will pick up that ring, hello, are you Wiley? You know, here we go. Armon, he talk all that trash, but he calls. And every time Armon Wiggins calls, so I'm going up in the business. I remember one time somebody wrote something about me, and I was getting all this clout. Armon called me. He said, Wiley, we gonna make amends. Okay, I'm gonna give you another chance. And because he saw me in the media. Same thing with Jason. He never calls when it's genuine. He didn't call me when I interviewed the youngest mayor and got the first exclusive. Didn't call me because you didn't care nothing about that. But as soon as Jason responded to me, I get a phone call. No. I'm not going. Now you call me, tell me not to talk about Jason Lee. Control. The man want me to not talk about Jason. And say, why not? And then the man watched my members only live. He watched it. Someone sent it to him. Excuse me. Someone sent to my members only live. And he watched it. I reviewed the conversation. That ain't the only, it's another person that called me. But I didn't even record it. I said, I'm going to review it. Because the way how you called me is like you want to control what I do. You know what I'm saying? Control, like I can't talk about this person or that person. Don't talk about Armon. I mean, don't talk about Jason. Like, no, I'm going to talk about Jason. And I said, that's confirmation. I'm on the right track. All right? You can't say don't talk about Jason. That don't make sense. And then told his fans, I shouldn't have called him. And he ain't going to never be nothing. Look at my numbers. Look at blah, blah, blah. But you called me. If my numbers is trash, if I'm trash, why call me? If I'm all these things above, why call me when you on vacation? Mm-hmm. Why call me? If I'm garbage, trash, all of these things, you called me and got mad because I talked about it. You talked about when Tasha K called you and King Payne, and you said, Wiley, you wasn't on that phone call. Remember that? But when I talk about something that's going on, you get upset. Girl, you can't do dirt and then get mad when dirt gets splashed on you. All right? And I'm just listening to this man talk. Because first of all, I'm not going to argue with you on the phone. We could do that on the show. But I said in these words, oh yeah, I'm going to talk about this. So let it all out. And I'm going to talk about it on my show. And that's exactly what I did. Who cares about these allies? These people ain't really no allies. They are fake and phony. They will throw you under the bus and quick in a habit. Who cares about these fake phony allies? Most of these people that had allies, they fell out with each other. They don't care to talk about allies and, oh yeah, you be allies today and get dragged tomorrow. Milagro recorded the conversation. She's supposed to have allies and recorded the conversation between Nick at night. And Nick understand the game. She understand all this phoniness. So get out of this with all this allies. It ain't too many allies in this game. It's a lot of phony, fake stuff. All right? You didn't see me rushing and taking pictures with these folks because they phony and fake. Because if they would have said something out of their mouth, guarantee you that, I would have called Blue Skies. I was like, listen, sus, you're going to have to get my bail money ready because I know I'm going to be locked up because I'm going to snatch you up. All right? So that's why I didn't go to that courtroom because I knew it was going to be some mess. It was a person that we was going to interview on the wire. Are we telling it today? He must have told Armon Wiggins. And I said, well, why you decline to come on my show? He was reporting on the case. I'm not going to say his name. He was reporting on the case. And I said, would you come on the Wiley Show? We reporting on the case. Could you give us an exclusive about what's going on in the courtroom? He said, yes. He had a conversation about Armon Wiggins about me. Somehow my name just come up and that guy attitude changed. He sent me another email and said, I can't come on your show. Phony, fake. I said, who did you talk to? I had talked to her about Armon. I said, you ain't got to tell me no more. I already know what happened. And it is what it is. It is what it is. But why my name being mentioned in that courthouse? I ain't in that courthouse. I'm in Dallas. And then I sent, and then I sent another email. I said, but did they bring you on their show? No, they didn't. Merry Christmas. You, because we still gonna do what we got to do. And when they was at the courtroom, they was having this conversation. Poe King Payne, he just pathetic because I'm not gonna let nobody run over me. You can go with all that. Everybody's just getting thousands of views. King Payne getting exclusive, he get the lowest views. Our views are higher, and we're not even in the courtroom because he don't know how to use his mind. He just get walked on, walked on. And it's nothing against Neek at night, but I'm gonna say this. He recording for Neek. She get interviewed with the media. He recording her. I said, bruh, and I told her this on the phone. I said, you are a content creator. I'm not holding my damn phone for nobody. I'm gonna be holding it for me and for my channel, and I'm gonna be doing this interview with the media folk. Ain't nowhere in the world I'm about to hold my camera while you get all this clout, and then my views is real low. Come on. You better wake up and smell the coffee. Your views real low. Everybody getting hundreds, thousands of views, and you holding it for somebody else. Are you for real? I said, where your people at holding it? You supposed to be doing interviews. You like, hey, you right. I'm like, bruh, everybody getting more views than you. You could have stayed at home. You paid your money, got an outfit, waking up early. You get the lowest views? That's pathetic. Pathetic. And you there, she interviewed with the media folk, and you holding the camera for her? Shut. I said, Armon Wiggins will never do that. You better learn that. And see, I keep it 1,000% real. We don't have thousands of people, but baby, my name ring with the great ones. Milagro Grams have to mention Wiley. Armon got to call Wiley because we know how to insert ourselves. And this is just the beginning. We weren't even at the courtroom, but I know how to inject myself into the conversation. And I tried to settle with King Payne. I said, you're getting used. Don't leave one friend and one friend use you. You jump to another person and another person use you. You have to think for yourself. Because everybody else is thinking about them. You better be your best cheerleader. I wouldn't record that. I said, you should have had somebody recording you and you interview with the media folk. You got an exclusive with the juror on the elevator. Nobody really knew about it until we talked about it. But you had an exclusive. You somewhere in the corner giggling and laughing, but you should have been out there promoting your brand. If I was in LA, I would have been promoting Wiley. I'd have been talking to all the white folks. I'd have talked with my black people, but I'd have been in the white folks' faces. I've been taking every publication I can find. I'd have been in the daddy face. I'd have been asking him questions. I wouldn't have been in there giggling like eating French fries. Man, please. I would have been all up in there. I would have confronted Armon Wiggins. As soon as the cameras get out, I would have confronted him. I would have confronted him. Absolutely. With my camera and phone out. I would, because I wanted to confront T.S. Madison. And she hopped in that SUV and hit the road. I would have confronted him. Anyway, I'd have my phone. I said, I got a question. Why? I would ask her some tough questions. I would ask Nick some questions, and I would ask the family some questions. I got real messy. So that's what I have to say. Even though I wasn't in the courtroom, I wasn't there, but I was able to get an audience to tune in on what I had to say. And it was a great conversation. It was extremely fake between Milagro and Armon. It wasn't genuine, it was fake. Because if you're about black media and new media, then put your friend King Payne on a platform and you bridge that gap. You can't say, I'm for black media, I'm for new media, and throw your friend that you laid down and you took a dump on the toilet and didn't have a place to go because your mammy kicked you out. Where he putting him on a platform? So don't give me that crap that you with Milagro Graham. Sit on down with that foolishness. And that's why his friend, he can't even say that because he's scared. I ain't scared. What I'm scared about? Scared for what? You better speak up and get them clicks and views. And I told her, I said, do a diss record and diss him in the song. You'll get some clicks on that song. So didn't do it. Don't want to listen to Paul Wiley. I ain't going to no courthouse and not getting no clicks and views. I'm gonna be right there. I'd have been asking the daddy some questions. I'd have followed the sister. I'd have asked the baby mama some. I'd have been following them, asking questions. I would have even asked the white folks some questions. That's how you get the clicks and views. We got 600 million people watching. And this is just the beginning. I would have asked the little baby some questions, especially with his crime. How do you feel seeing your father get arrested? I would ask him some question. Oh, you shouldn't ask no kid. He there, it's fair game. I would ask him some questions. Google Gaga. How do you feel when your daddy got arrested? Did it make you cry? I would have had that camera rolling. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I would have asked the questions. I would have followed Milagro. How do it feel seeing your little man get arrested? I'd have chased that down with that camera. So, thank you. And so that's how I feel. Many people will say, Wally is a hater. You can say that. I'm here to evoke emotions. And then the father, he could have beat me up, but the ratings would have been through the roof. Media, cameras would have been rolling. Yeah, the daddy probably would have beat me up. But I would have went down in history. Oh, Wiley Show. What happened to out of the media folk? He would have got arrested. It would have been great for ratings. Great for ratings. Great ratings. So And I looked at Lovely T. She didn't even credit King Payne with his exclusive. And Lovely T talking about, I should have 1 million people. And I said to Lovely T, and I'm going to say this, and I know people ain't going to like it, but she blocked too many people. She can't take criticism. Oh my God, these people criticizing me. You blocked. She got about 100,000 people blocked. If she will unblock everybody she blocked, she'd be over 1 million. She can't take criticism. Oh, I put my page on private. Y'all say all this. You can't even take criticism, lady. But you can criticize folks. Blocking folks. And then talk about YouTube keeping me down. I'm a black woman. YouTube keeping me down. I should be over 1 million subscribers. You block people every day. You be blocking. In the comments, if you like the post, I'm going to block you. Girl, everybody ain't going to love you. I'm going to block you. Blah, blah, blah. If you like that post, I'm going to block you. Oh, I can't take. I'm in the hospital. Help me. Then you go to Cardi B drinking with no mask. Hey, you want to get all tough because people want to criticize you. Y'all don't understand. I'm so unbiased and biased and these bees and blah, blah. Lady, please. You can't even take criticism. One good criticism, you got to block them. Get up out of here with that. Anyway, so insecure. That's why your man left you, because you're too insecure. Left you. Can't deal with no insecure. Well, I like a woman with good security, strong, powerful. They can take some. She can't take nothing. She get a headache, she got to go to the hospital for 3 weeks just for attention. She ain't really that sick. She's just in that for attention. She can't take it. One bad criticism, put her in the hospital for 4 weeks because the person said she looked bad. Oh, I got to go to the hospital. She said I look bad. I got to go to the hospital. I got to go to the doctor. Can't go live for about 5 weeks. She said my wig is bad. Pray for me, I'm in the hospital. Ain't nothing wrong with her health. She just couldn't take that little criticism. Oh, my God. He said something about her. I'm in the hospital for about 15 weeks. Anyway, so that's just how that stuff goes. And I'm going to drop the link if anybody want to come on. And Nick, the only reason why they came against you because you got with King Payne. That's what the disconnect. See, I went in the courtroom. That's what the disconnect. And Milagro can't take you because you look better than Milagro. You're more intelligent. You have a stronger brand than Milagro. She couldn't take that. And stuff like so. We understand that. We get that. All right. So I'm going to open up the phone lines. Give me a second. I'm going to get the phone lines opened up. Let me put this on here. Thank y'all so very much. That's how that went. Yeah. Because she teamed up with Payne. Kevin, you live on here.
Wiley, what's up, Wiley?
Hey.
Wiley, you are dragging everybody, all the YouTubers tonight, like everybody. Like, but I'm here for it because this time last year, they were dragging you. Every single one of them was dragging you. And now look at them now. Like, look at them all. Like, look at them right now. Tasha K going broke. What's her name with the fake install weave? Conscious TV, he's just delusional and just weird. Armon is, coked up, can barely speak, or drunk. Millie with them big grandma, big mama your arm legs she had in that interview. Everybody talking about it was silky. No, it was those legs were very bulky and very manly. So Wiley, I'm just like, even though I don't agree with everything you say or do, Wiley, you entertained me this year because last year I was windmilling for you against Conscious TV and his fake wannabe Miss Cleo behind, and just look at nobody gets along. Nobody gets along on that side anymore. Nobody. And they did their best to ostracize you. They did their best to kind of, sun you. And look at them and look at you, Wiley. Keep doing what you're doing. You had me hollering when you said Lovely T have Lovely T got to be in the hospital for 3 weeks for a headache. That is so accurate, Wiley. Wiley, just keep doing you and forget the haters. Millie is the biggest hater. I wish she would put her hands on you if she ever saw you. All right, Wiley, bye.
Bye. Man, please. Billy, we'll try it. I'm a big dude. And oh, man. Oh, you're live on the air, Lonnie?
Wiley.
Yes, welcome to the Wiley Show.
Why you won't record for a friend if they get in an interview?
No, I'm not doing that. It's time for me to get the clicks and views. Like, listen, ain't nowhere in the world. I'll do that some other time. This time I got to think about my brand.
But Wiley, if you being a friend, you're not gonna be prosperous that way. If you being a friend and your friend is
you should tell your friend to get somebody to hold your camera, because I got somebody to hold mine so I can get some interviews.
So what you gonna be doing in the meantime while they getting interviewed?
I'm gonna be getting interviews as well. I'm gonna be interviewing people. I'm gonna be getting clicks and views. He didn't do that. This man went live in the middle of the night. Nobody viewed it because you gave everybody else the clout. You have to think about yourself first.
Yeah.
When you think about somebody else, because they're gonna think about themselves, they're gonna think about them first.
Right.
So what you have to take advantage of the moment. And unfortunately, King Payne did not take advantage of that moment. He went live in the middle of the night, going on somebody else's channel. They getting more views than them. Eventually, you have to put on your thinking cap and be like, I got to think about me. Because they thinking about them first.
Now, where you think the interview was trash?
I think the interview was trash. Number one, she probably didn't have on no drawers. You can see all that. Very, very trash. One leg was greasier than the other. Armon was extremely drunk. It wasn't professional. It was phony, fake, and trash.
Why would they was having an honest dialogue? They wasn't.
They were having an honest dialogue. It was not. One was drunk. One was high. Fingerprints on her sunglasses, and it just wasn't, to me, it wasn't authentic at all. It was very phony and fake, because it started out with him cussing, trashing her, cussing her out, and she did an interview, and then for me, she said if she see me in person, she's gonna hit me with a crab leg and hit me and punch me and slap me. But where's the energy for him when he degraded you and called you a B? See, I can't.
But they talked about that, Wiley.
They didn't talk about that on the show and really
died. They did. She said it started from the OG because he called the girl the basketball star.
I get that part, but they should have addressed the tweet when he had called to a B and degraded her and said, "This is why."
Well, what you wanted him to say?
She took pictures, and she should have put her big girl panties on, which she didn't have on. Saw the coochie lips. And so they just was having this conversation, and I said, okay, I'm gonna have to talk about this.
I think they did address it. They addressed it. They addressed why they fell out, and it was because of the OG thing. She let him know she had a problem with it. He basically addressed it and said he knew, it wasn't right. That should have been something he said behind closed doors. What?
And then, I just feel like they should address the tweet. Like, OG, okay. But that tweet, man, when he called her a B and degraded her, they didn't address that. And that's what I knew this whole conversation is based on phoniness and fakeness.
Well, you said get the likes, so that's what they did.
Absolutely. But they should address it. And I said, when I come and do my show, I got to drag it because it's that phony fake stuff. And then they didn't give credit to King Payne because he got the exclusive and anything like that. They didn't talk about what really went down with him and Nick at night and stuff like that. And they should have talked about that.
Because they made up.
And it ain't about making up. It's about why did y'all fall out in the first place? Who gives a darn about the makeup? Tell me what was the fallout? What was the fallout? I could put $1 million on it that he fell out with Neek because Neek teamed up with King Payne.
Wasn't they supposed to be best friends or something?
They supposed to be best friends. That should have been addressed. They're not friends anymore. He said he don't have friends. He said he don't deal with channel growers. He don't do all this stuff. He trashed King. He trashed that man.
Oh.
And then Neek got trashed because she teamed up with his ops.
All right, Wiley, you gonna be don't be up all night.
That
You on that Red Bull.
that should be addressed and talked
Wiley, is
about.
you gonna be up all night because you on that Red Bull?
I'm not gonna be up all night. Listen, I'm saying that should be addressed, and these are the conversations and questions that should be brought up. They treated King Payne like the disabled stepchild.
The disabled stepchild. Okay, Wiley. Okay, that was it.
Thank you so very much.
Bye, Wiley.
Bye bye. Okay. Here we go. Goddess, you there?
I am here. Can you hear me?
I can hear you loud and clear.
Okay, cool. So, hello, Wiley.
Wow.
I'm in your replay still, so I apologize if I'm taking this off course. But I was at court. I called into your show before, but you know, I just want to say this about the Armon, Millie, and also the Neek situation because I was there for all of it. Some of y'all, I don't know if, you know, if you don't mind me mentioning that I did the lunch updates on Conscious Channel every day. So excuse me for my voice. I'm just depleted right now. But I had to call you because let me just say this. I don't know why you think that the situation with Armon and Milagro was, I think you said fake and phony. But I'm going to tell you, it was not. I watched this play out. I was already talking to Armon before. I didn't approach Millie at all, or she didn't really, because I'm not a fake person, and I have said things on my own channel in disagreements, and I just didn't feel like that was genuine, so I just kind of laid back. But Armon and I clicked right away, and we kikied and da-da-da-da. Okay, so with that being said, when I saw them connect, it was a real moment initially, and then it became real moments, and then you saw the podcast. I saw all that. He booked the studio. It was just something beautiful. So I don't know what gives you, I don't know if you're bringing in some past stuff that you've seen or heard from them, but I'm telling you right now, I was there in that moment, in that space, in that energy. Nothing was fake about it. Nothing. I mean, we all have differences of opinion on the case, but yet we were able to,
Well,
it was like
what was the thinking with Nick at night?
I'm gonna tell you, we all were like a little family, okay? And then I would say this honestly, when Neek showed up, I'm only saying this because this was a common conversation. This is not just coming from me. Kind of like, well, what happened? We were all so cool and sweet to each other and da-da-da. Then I'm not gonna say she's responsible for the energy, but I'm just saying that's when I noticed there was a shift. I believe it was the same day, if not the next day, where she got into it with a blogger who I have no idea who this guy was. I was sitting near enough to hear it, but I wasn't in the middle of it. This guy apparently did a blog and someone told Nick something he said and she felt threatened by it. So that was a whole argument, a whole fight. And I think that was the first one we might have seen in the hallway like that. And mind you, she had just gotten there. Some of us been there 2 weeks, some 3, because jury selection is considered the first week. So technically it was a 3-week trial, just to straighten that out. Okay, so I was there for the full 2 weeks where trial actually started, arguments, all of that. Every single day, they're early, press pass, front and center. Anybody interested in all those breakdowns and details, Goddess Dawn Speaks is a channel. Thank you so much, Wiley. But on to Neek. So we were sitting, there was, I think this might have been in the morning. We're sitting across from each other. So like the benches are against the wall. Some of y'all been in court enough to know, but the benches face each other across the hall, right? So like there's me and Jazz. You might have heard him mention Jazz because Jazz became a little sis. Then there was across was Millie, Armon, and then the next bench over, Neek and another lady. Well, Jazz and I have we all been talking about getting a group picture. So we were like, we got to get a group picture. We've been trying to plan it. So when Jazz said we need to get our group picture, our mom was like, well, who? Because I'm not going to be in it with everybody. And you have to understand, at this point, there were already other people who were on our, like, we don't fuck with them list. So this had nothing to do with her. But I guess she took it away because she didn't even think, it seemed like, before she came with, and I'm not trying to be in no picture with, no, you know, like, she came right back. Like, we were like, what? But then I realized, I'm like, oh, she probably already has some preconceived, like, she already was feeling a way. I feel like she felt some tension, or she must have felt something. I don't know, but she brought it that morning. And I was confused as hell. I'm like, why is this happening? Because I'm gonna tell you, it didn't take but 2 more words for the shouting and the arguing back and forth. And it was a lot. I don't even know. You know, I'm not gonna get into the details of what was said, but all I know.
These are the blacks.
Yeah. Yeah, we was calling it the, I don't, you do you curse on your channel? I'll just say the N-word side. That's what it was called. Y'all on this, the N-word side, and that's the, you know, the white side. Yeah, it was a lot of divisions. It was a lot of different divisions, hierarchies.
So they had a man at Neek. Did Neek show up with King Payne? Where were King Payne sitting?
No, King Payne. So I had King Payne, and I met him. I had already knew who he was, so I said hi to him, and he was very nice. Very nice. We, you know, we were like, hey, I think he even invited me to an event that night. You know, it was cool. But I think he saw me kikiing with Armon and Jazz, because I think him and Jazz got into a little something too. That he just, like, his energy shifted towards me. So I just left him alone. And now I understand people are telling me he got a problem with something I said on CTV about him. So I don't know. But anyway, as far as Neek, yeah, they definitely clicked up. I think he came first, like maybe a day or two. And I don't think she was there. Like, I think she came later. But when she came, yeah, they definitely clicked up. You could tell they were like BFFs. You know, they were running around together. I remember they were chasing after EJ for pictures, which they got. So they were having a good time. I mean, there's nothing wrong with that. And
so I want to know, who did Armon didn't want to take a picture with? Because these are with the blacks.
Well,
so who did he not want to take a picture with?
Y'all wouldn't know these people. We're talking court characters. There are people who showed up for this case who I would say are either missing some screws, and nothing against people who are, or just some of them might be a little loose. But some of these people you just really want to keep your distance from. I mean, the energy, all of that. So when we say everybody, we want to know who is, because some people didn't catch the drift on others. So we not, you know what I'm saying? You just want to regulate your space. You want to protect your peace.
The black bloggers that he didn't want to take a picture with. Who else?
Not just bloggers. No, not just bloggers. It was us bloggers. There were actually black media, like one of my people now, she you know, she blogs for the likes of Jasmine Brand, and she's, you know, and then we have a lady from a news channel. She's black. She was hanging with us, an entertainment attorney. She was hanging with us. Like, it wasn't just bloggers. It was all kinds of people. We had a couple entertainment attorneys, actually. I think Pam Esquire, I don't know if y'all know her. She was there.
So he didn't want so who did he not want to take a picture with?
I'm not gonna say who, because the people are real people and they know who we are.
No,
not YouTubers. It wasn't YouTubers. I'm telling you right now. So one of them, okay, I'll just say this, because she did come out and say something that was kind of negative. I don't know if she's a YouTuber. She claims to be like a paparazzi lady, and she was weird. I don't even know how to describe who she was, but I got what she was cool at first. All right, Cat with a K, K-A-T. If you see her do a video, she says something like about groupies at the courthouse and something about people dressing, you know, blah blah blah. You'll find her. But
these are the blacks that acted like this.
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, yeah, there was a lot of dissension
at the courthouse. These black folks.
Don't clip this and take this out of context.
No, the black folks. Because it wasn't the white people. Because if it was the white people arguing, then you know they weren't arguing.
No,
these were the black folks that was getting ghetto at the courthouse.
Yeah, it was the black side, child. The whites, they actually at some point decided we're gonna go to this side of the hallway. It was a whole separate side of the hallway us away from the courtroom. So it was like a split hallway. So one side at one point became the whites. At first, the whites would just come later because they already had their passes. We had to get our passes, so we had to make sure we were there early. So because of that, we're ahead of them because we would line up number on the paper. We started doing that later on. But they would be like behind us on the same side. But at some point, they decided to go on the other side. For what I'm finding out some stuff about what happened after, right before I guess the verdict came out. I was actually on a different floor about to do a live, and I got a text, the verdict is in. But what I understand is that the prosecutors came out and talked to the white media. And then when the black media started trickling over there, they cut it. So obviously there was some preferential treatment, and there was a lot of political things going on. But with regards to the fighting
and all of that, so they wasn't having a unity either.
No, I mean, they listen, and I'm gonna just say this about the media, the mainstream media, we'll call them. Listen, just because they print it doesn't make it true. I saw people were asking me in my lives about certain things. I'm like, that didn't happen. And so I just want to put that out there too while I have your audience. And thank you again for allowing this. But let me just address this before I go, because I don't know what happened to me. I think I might have caught COVID, child. But let me just say this about the fighting. There was a lot of tension. So it was built up tension from the whole way. We had fans there. Tory fans were present, okay? There were people who were strong on Megan's side. Like, we stand with you, Megan, t-shirts, all of that. Then there's people like me. I'm just there. First, I was there more so rah Megan, just because, that's just my natural way. The woman, she got shot. My research told me he did it. I just had a way about it. But as time went on, I was more neutral because the thing was too convoluted. Nevertheless, there was a lot of tension and a lot of buildup. So when different energies come into play, mix up, all of that, and it's building up, that's how long it takes for things to kind of manifest. So that fighting.
I hear that. It's really sad that the black media, the black folks, were acting ghetto and ratchet. You
don't want to say it like that.
Ghetto and ratchet, yeah.
I'm gonna say passionate.
You're supposed to be there and cover the trial and take pictures because y'all the black folks. And see, I just don't understand that. Why Armon didn't want to take a group picture. He think he's talking to people, but when Jason Lee did not want to give him a come up, he did a clap back. So I just don't understand why he felt, him being black, he's a dark-skinned chocolate man, why didn't he want to take a picture with the black folks? So that is
no. He took plenty of pictures.
He didn't take the group picture because I didn't see the group picture.
Well, because we didn't get to the group picture. That was the whole point of me saying we had built up.
That's I was trying black folks all to stick together.
Okay, Wiley. Listen, Wiley. I'm trying to give you the eye view from in court because you weren't there. You would have had to been there to really get it. But that's why I'm trying to explain that we've been talking about the group picture since we bonded, which was early on. Armon didn't come till the Friday. I was there the Monday before. The Monday I was there, and then he came Friday. He was second in line, and I was shocked as hell. I was like, I fell out because, But anyway, I would just say, don't blame Armon, because I'm gonna say Neek was very sweet to me also when I first met her.
But Armon,
I think she and official King Payne had a conversation, and I think after that her energy also shifted a little bit, but that's fine. But nevertheless, with regard to her, I feel like she came already with fight in her. She came too quick in response, like it was so quick, like what? And it wasn't personal to her, but she took it that way because she brought it with her, is what I'm saying. So it's not his fault, because when he said that, we knew what he meant. It had nothing to do with her. It was other people. Like I said, there's other people there.
For me, it just don't make any sense. And it's so sad that the blacks couldn't get along. I didn't have the issue with the white media didn't have this issue. And it's so disturbing that he didn't want to take a picture with Neek at night. Maybe because she's teamed up with
he didn't say it wasn't Neek did you see that he did take a picture with her? You saw that they took a picture, right?
He didn't take a group picture, and it's really,
but he took a picture with Neek.
Really sad He
took a picture with Nick.
Picture because he think he was better than other black folks.
No,
so
they have a picture together. Stop trying to change the narrative, Wiley.
We're talking about, hold on one
Wiley,
second.
you have good numbers. You don't have to do this.
We talking about a group picture, right or wrong. And he said he's not going to take a picture with the rest of these blacks.
No, he did not. Why are you doing that?
So why didn't the group picture come out?
Because he said, because that was the day, that was the day the jury deliberated. So at that point, we're on verdict watch. When nobody's thinking about taking a group picture. But he didn't say, he just said, well, who is everybody? Because I ain't trying to really be taking no picture with everybody.
That's sad. But why is he talking like that?
Because I told you, do you not understand? There's weirdos in
the court. Who are the weirdos? Because I'm like,
they're not YouTubers who I'm talking about. Except for that one lady with the K.
I love about the whites. They could be CNN, MSNBC, CBS, whatever. When it's time for them to work together, baby, they work together. Blacks got to get out of this. Well, who are all in the picture? Y'all black. Y'all should all come together because y'all black. That's what I'm not understanding.
Okay, well, let me give it to you. Let me give it to you from a different side.
When Jason Lee did not give him the lights and cameras and action and boost him up, he got offended. But when he was in that place to team up with the other blacks, he decided to question it and said, I'm not going to take pictures with all the blacks.
Yeah. Well, I'm going to give it to you from a different angle. The angle of Armon just being Armon. Yeah, Armon is hella extra and he knows it. You know what I'm saying? He comes in, he's swaggering out like, I'm here. You know what I'm saying? He don't even have to. So he just brings it, like the energy, all the light comes. So with that being said, you have Neek, who is all in her own right, extremely successful. Matter of fact, when they did get to being cool, and it was also a sweet moment, if I could actually end with that, they made up and they became, like I said, they took picture. He has it on his channel. She was also showing him numbers. I'm just going to put it out there. On her from Facebook, like, you need to do you a Facebook. He's like, hell yeah, I need to do me a Facebook. So I'm just saying, like, it was a beautiful moment to me because they didn't have anything before that argument happened. There was nothing that had happened before that, unless it was just people telling them stuff.
He called her a B, which is very degrading, but that's in her character. She promotes the aggressive. If I would call her a B and snatch her up, she will marry me. She loves aggressive, degrading, black, ghetto, ratchet men. That's what she promotes. And so, you know, it doesn't make any sense. All that's phony and fake stuff like that. And I just like, wow, he didn't want to take a picture with the rest of the blacks. It's very insulting.
It's not just the rest of the blacks, okay?
It's really insulting to see that type of behavior at the courtroom. When you go to the courtroom, it's supposed to be classy. And this is why people do not put respect on this new media, because when it's time for them to be together, they act in ghetto or ratchet. And see, this is what, and white folks, I could just tell in their mind, this is why we don't sit with the colors.
Listen, I'm gonna tell you this. I was sitting all around them. I'm gonna say shout out to Dave at shout out to Dave at TMZ. Shout out to Nancy at Rolling Stone. Shout out to Head On at NPR. Like Jasmine at KTLA. Like, and some of these are black, some of these are white. Most of them are white. David TMZ he's the coolest dude. But all I'm saying is we mixed it up initially. Like, we were initially all together. Then as different people started coming and there were different types of conversations, it started getting loud. Matter of fact, when that Neek and Armon situation happened, the bailiff, or whatever they're called, the deputy, was literally standing in the middle of it. He said nothing. He just stood there. He put his hands on his hips for a second and he just walked away. I mean, if you know what I'm saying, I was waiting for him to say, he didn't even say anything. That's why I'm like, is this a movie? Because I really keep thinking this is a real production, because this is just, where else does this kind of thing happen? I don't ever see it. Well, I'm not in the court like that, and that's the last time I think I want to be. But listen, I
agree with the white people, because I wouldn't want to sit with the colors is acting like that. I'm sorry.
You know what? I think it might have been advised to them to sit over there, only because the prosecution was talking to them.
Why would they're too busy arguing and the prosecutor doing interviews? And they could have been over there getting an interview, but they too busy arguing, didn't want to take a picture. Y'all supposed to be together. Y'all are the minority. This is really, really sad. Just really sad. I would think in my humble opinion.
Don't let that take you away from the whole scene in general, because it was not. That was just a second out of a whole thing. But the whole thing was like I said, there were bonds made and little families. We were calling each other little family. But don't let that was a moment that then brought them to a better place. See, it had to happen. It had to happen. Now they're good. You know what I'm saying? So
No, they're not good.
for now, I don't know what's going on. I
They're
haven't
not
been
good
on.
at all.
I ain't been on.
I
You
look at
telling me something has happened since court?
I feel the energy, and this is why we're talking about it. And so again, we will continue to talk about it. I'm glad you let me know what the blacks acting up and showing that type of behavior in the courtroom with these classy white folks and their class that they ain't arguing, and you see that type of behavior. So again, it is what it is. So thank you so very much. We're gonna go to the next person. Wow, the blacks didn't want to get along. Wow. Zaydan, you live on air.
Hey, Wiley, I'm so glad you came on today. Christmas. Merry Christmas. This is a great, entertaining show. But let's get into these topics. I got one question for the talkative neighbor, Sarah. Was she a MILF or was she a young? Or what was the age of Sarah?
She was middle aged. She was beautiful, middle aged, probably in her 40s. And I know how to talk, you know. And I always say, Merry Christmas, how you doing? And I talked about her dog, and it was just good conversation. She's walking, I'm walking, I'm talking, because I feel like it's weird just to see somebody and not
Of course.
talk. I'm a talker. And we just had a in-depth conversation.
Of course. I was going to say, because you know those MILFs, they love to get them some young piece of black tenderoni. And so she was trying to get her a little piece of Wiley, you know. So I don't know.
There's nothing wrong with it at all.
Absolutely. Okay, my next thing I want to talk about is the Whitney Houston biopic. Wiley, at this point in time, Whitney Houston has passed away back in 2012. We are steady producing content on Whitney Houston because they need, I guess, money or they want to make clout off her name. But I wanted to bring up some questions that I had that when you watched the movie. Did they bring up any of Whitney Houston doing drugs at all during the movie at all, Wiley?
They did. They showed a part of her doing drugs, and I think that Elvis made a lot of money, and he's been dead since the 70s. So I don't have a problem with the estate making money off a person. You're supposed to do that, and she left Pat Houston in charge to do just that. So I don't see an issue and a problem to see people make money. Like if I were to go on and pass on and I'm making all this money and I'm a singer or a channel, I want my legacy to continue. I want documentaries made about me. I want movies to be made about me to keep my legacy alive.
Of course, and I get that part of the whole the whole aspect. But I mean, at this point, we've had like 15 Whitney Houston movies. Would you go see a hologram of Whitney Houston at a theater, Wiley? Would you?
Yes,
you would. You would pay. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I haven't seen the movie. I want to ask this last question too on the topic. When the songs came up in the movie, was Whitney Houston singing her real voice, or was the actor like voicing over Whitney Houston songs?
It was Whitney voice. It was like they approved her vocals. Like if you go back to the biopic they did on the TV, it wasn't approved, so the estate didn't approve Whitney vocals, so they had to use Deborah. But in this movie, it's Whitney Houston vocals, and it's like no matter how many times I heard her singing, like seeing it in the theater, and I highly suggest you go see it. You're going to be entertained.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna go see it just because you said you saw it. Now, did you see Avatar yet, Wiley? Or are you still working on?
I'm gonna go see that. I had to see Whitney first, and I'm gonna go see Avatar. I already went to go see The Women King a couple of times, and I'm gonna go back and see Wakanda, because that was good. It was absolutely wonderful. But they're gonna continue to make money off of Whitney. The same thing with Michael Jackson. He got a biopic in development. They're going to continue to make money off these people. And so when you are a celebrity, unless you got it in writing and all of that, they're going to make money off of it. Whoever you leave over your estate, it's their job to continue to bring in money. You know what I'm saying? To keep that person, because at the end of the day, Whitney still have fans. Michael Jackson still have fans. Elvis, you have to go back. Elvis had so much stuff made about him, so much items, and you go to his house and they made it to a museum. And his daughter, they made millions upon millions of dollars. So I don't have a problem when the blacks artists, they do the same.
Okay, I agree with you on that part. I also want to talk about Milagro Grounds. Wiley, I don't want to hear Milagro Grams talking about if Tory Lanez had a better lawyer. Because when that whole trial was going on, Milagro Grams kept saying, Tory's lawyers are the best. Tory's lawyers are the defense. He ate him up. He ate him up. He did this. He did that. And now that Tory Lanez lost, here's a point where Milagro Grams saying, oh, if Tory had a better lawyer, or if he could have done this differently, or if he didn't say this. Come on, Milagro Grams. You sit up there the whole time with DJ Akademiks on your live for about 10 days talking about this whole case. And then when the verdict came in that Tory Lanez was guilty, DJ Akademiks did not go on your YouTube channel and he did not go live with you to sit there to talk about the verdict. And now all of a sudden you upset and she actually called out DJ Akademiks. She didn't say his name, but she said you industry N-words came on my page for over 10 days, and after the verdict came in, you don't got nothing to say, but behind closed doors, y'all all calling Tory and wishing him good luck and saying, I wish you good luck, and all this stuff. So at the end of the day, Milagro Grams have a seat. No, Wiley, I didn't see the interview with Armon Wiggins and Milagro Grams yet, but I'm gonna trust you and believe you say that Armon was drunk. Now, Armon, this is your platform. You can do whatever you want to do, but the best interviewer is gonna sit there and let the other person do the talking, the drinking, whatever they want to do, and you sit there sober-minded and clear and discuss the topics. I'm gonna go back and watch the interviews to see what was he drunk. That Wiley said, was he slurring his words? Was Milagro Grams sitting over there with no panties on? I don't know, but I'm gonna go back and watch and see.
Yeah, and I hear you. And you know, when the verdict came out, I saw the shift with Akademiks. He didn't bring her back on.
No, he didn't.
And what more can she say? Because she was banking on an apology, a celebration, and it came out. He lost, and you seen her spirit. It dropped because it damaged her reputation because you represented a loser. You know what I'm saying? And this is a very high profile case.
Absolutely.
Get out, blah blah blah. And her whole spirit changed and said, "Y'all shouldn't celebrate a black man going to jail." But if he would have got out, you would have celebrated, right?
Of course.
Black man that degraded a black woman. And the way how she reported it, it made it seem like, oh, it's a lot of reasonable doubt. It's a lot of reasonable doubt.
She did. I watched all her lives, Wiley, and she made it seem like the defense was winning. The defense had got the prosecution on this, and they were doing that, and they were doing this. And then when the verdict came in, where was these Akademiks? Nowhere to be found.
Guilty on all charges, right? Because
all charges.
Because the blacks, they too busy fighting in the courtroom. They're not giving you all the detail because they're not journalists.
Of course.
These are amateurs. Because even when the fights and stuff was happening, they too busy looking instead of writing like the media. They're content because they used to seeing black folks act a fool.
Absolutely.
So let me document. White folks know how to document trauma, and black folks, we have to do a better job with that. And so when I seen that when it happened, Milagro was hurt. She didn't go talk to media. She rushed back to her hotel because she was embarrassed. She defended a loser and she lost horrible. And then she rushed up out of there. And then the blacks, I got Armon, he crying and stuff like, and them white folks, shh, because this is just another day for them because they have been covering trials. This is what they do for living.
Of course.
So this ain't nothing uncommon seeing a father jump up, seeing a baby cry, seeing they have witnessed all of that.
Of course. And Milagro Grams, she spent all that money coming to LA, getting on hotels, getting room service and stuff, just for there to be a guilty verdict. And that's the reason why Armon tried to capitalize with Milagro Grams, because she was still in LA to do the interview about the whole Tory Lanez situation before she went back to Houston. And then my last thing I gotta say, Wiley, is I know your next ex is in the comments right now, dragging me from some way, I don't know how. But Jason Lee. Now, I told you once before that his show is coming up apparently January 8th or January 9th, one of those days, and that he's sitting in his house, lighting some candles, worshiping Rihanna, hoping that she will be on his show first because that's the interview that he wants everybody to see and the world sees that, oh, I got an interview with Rihanna. Do I think that it's going to happen? Probably not. Rihanna's preparing for the Super Bowl right now. The Super Bowl is like in February, and it is almost January. You think she has time to go on Jason Lee's show to talk about her baby or Super Bowl or whatever she got going on? She has to prepare for the Super Bowl because she's already nervous. This is her first time performing at the Super Bowl, and she don't got time for Jason Lee. So Jason Lee is gonna be pretty upset when he doesn't come, when she doesn't come on his show. And so that's all I gotta say, Wiley. Thank you so much for having me on your show.
Thank you so very much. Okay. Thank you. So thank you. Okay. We got somebody backstage. Listen, we bringing people on, you guys, because we having this conversation. I'll also give us a shout out. We're trending on Station Head. Hello, you live on air. Can you hear me?
Yes. Hi, Wiley. I just want to make a comment about official King Payne. I mean, I joined his live before, and I don't know what the hell going on. Dude look like he filming his lives on microwave. Is giving broke, is giving ghetto. You know, he be asking people to like the video like 20 times. I'm like, man, get to the content. Get to it. Damn, I gave him a chance. I had to unsubscribe. So I see why Armon don't really want to support him, because he's not giving, you know. It's just like, it's not really giving what it needs to be given. And it's like the whole thing, what you said about the whole him holding the phone or whatever. I think there's a lack of confidence going on there, because you definitely on it with that. Because I'm not gonna be showing up to no court case holding no phone for Nick at night. And I like her too, but for some reason it's just like she give me a little bit like stank. You know, give me a little stank. She always looked like she's smelling, boo boo. She just got that type of face. But other than that, her content is real entertaining. As far as this Milagro Greens,
I want to say this part.
Yeah.
That's something that our official King Payne have to address, because you were friends with a person that is successful on YouTube.
Right.
I say this in the mind of Oprah and Gail. Gail learned from Oprah. Okay. And you see the results of Gail now.
Right.
Now she is one of the leading voices in media. So I speak to his shame, because he's too busy laughing, too busy trying to be everybody's friend, too busy showing up with the party. But when it's time for his platform, it looks like he don't know what he's doing.
Right.
He begged too much. He screamed for likes too much. And he don't know how to look at what other people are doing, that you're getting used again by Nick, whether you want it or not. And then everybody else getting the views, and then you go live in the middle of the night. Everybody gets you get the less views, and then you have to sit through him commercials. You have to sit through him begging for likes. You have to sit him through begging for money. Cancel all that, because if you give me the content, the likes gonna come, the money's gonna come.
Right. No, you're right.
You understand what I'm saying? You've been around one of the greatest ever do it. Armon, you've been there. You should have learned something and got something from that. You should have.
Right.
And you should have demanded and be like, okay, Armon, listen, I'm on this show, bruh. Put me on. You know what I'm saying? It was a slap in the face to see Armon interview Bobby I Love You Per and interview the cast. And here you are on a free show on YouTube for free. He barely did he didn't do any coverage of that. And so for me, King Payne have to demand it. The same way he got mad at Wiley and he did a 15-part series. Now is the time to do a series of the downfall of your friend with Armon. Now is the time to talk about that, because you talked about Wiley did a 20-part series. And now you in the mess and you're trying to act like you're not, and you're trying to act like it ain't. But we see what's going on. He dissed you and you got nothing to say. And then you go on your platform in the middle of the night, send me a super chat, send me a cash app, and you get the tea. Like, give us the tea. The money will come, the likes will come, the subscribers will come. But your first priority is the content. He was at the courthouse. This was a mistake that he made. I rarely see him go live on his channel at the courthouse.
Right.
Go live. Milagro Grams went live. All of these people was getting it, and he go live in the middle of the night. He got the less views, and he was at the courthouse.
Not him going live at midnight where the crypt keeper is up. Like, damn.
I just didn't understand that. He's gonna have to work twice as hard in order to be able to compete with the big dogs. See, I
Right.
got that much sense. If I was at the court, of course I'm going live. When that fire happened at the movie theater, or they said it was a fire, I went live to document. I don't know what's about to go down, but I'm sure gonna get a click and a view. And that's something that he's gonna have to learn. And he have not learned it yet. And people say, well, you should have mentored it. Bruh, you had one of the best people to ever do it. And you
Right.
eating his food. You should have been observing what Armon Wiggins was doing, and some of that man traits should sprinkle on you, because some of Armon Wiggins traits sprinkled on me, and I never been in his home. I never met his boyfriend. I never met his chick. I never met his dog. Never been in LA. But I've learned some things from thousands of miles away. And our official just did not know how to take advantage of that opportunity. He just don't know. Unfortunately, he just don't know how to take advantage of that. He was at a party and he was at a red carpet. He's taking a picture. I'm like, bruh, why don't you bring cameras and interview the people at the party? Take advantage of it. I just don't want to go to a red carpet and I don't take advantage and interview because I'm a media. I need to think about my channel because everybody else is eating, getting good views, and I get the less views.
Man, not him on his channel drinking from a crunk cup. Like,
And
dude,
see,
get to it.
That is something that is going on. And when I saw Armon insulted King Payne's supposed to stand up and speak out. Because he said, you're not my friend, you a channel grower, you blah, blah this, you hanging out with Tasha, you hanging out with Jaguar Wright, you hanging out with this person. And that's where that energy comes from. And he still to this day did not speak up. And you should have spoke up, because this is you should took advantage of that moment. And that's something that he's going to have to learn. And I told him, I said, you're going to have to be observant, because when I go to his channel, you got to sit through 30 commercials, begging. And then his channel, they take over the show. It's something that I rarely do. When I bring people on, you don't see them. Who do you mainly see? Me. It's the Wiley Show. So I don't share and give 15 people on a panel. I don't need that. If you call it, great. But you mainly coming to see me. I'm the HBIC, HNIC, whatever you want, how you want to take it. And I have to think about me first. And then if I got some energy left, then I can think about somebody else. But I must think about me first. Because Armon thinking about himself first. Nikki at Night thinking about herself first, her platform. And Milagro Graham thinking about her platform. And King Payne, he just have not gotten it. The energy that he put towards me, the energy needs to be going towards Armon.
Well, maybe he just don't got it. Like maybe he's just not built for this.
Maybe it's just not for him. Because he do music, no views. He's on Chasing LA, no views. Like I just don't get it. And then he get mad at Wiley. He'll do a 50-part series, but the series don't go nowhere because his delivery ain't hitting. You know, it don't go anywhere because you have to sit through 30 commercials, 30 all these sayings that he do, and then when he gets to the drama, everybody then left. See, that's what he's going to have to focus on. Like, I just don't understand that. Like, he'll get to the series, Wiley is this, but before he got to that, he talk about, and then before the drama, child, this series ain't going nowhere. You didn't deliver it right.
Bro, I'm weak. Because I remember back in the day, he was on Armon's channel and they had like this like after dark music review thing. And then they was reviewing the music. Armon asked him, what you think of the track? This is him. Periana.
Yeah.
Man, what you got anything else to say?
Like, if you put me on Armon Wiggins, I'm going to eat that platform up. How? I'm going to eat it up. Put my best on there. It's nowhere in the world. I'm going to period to the period. What? Are you kidding me?
Bro, weak. Oh, it's trash. I'm not gonna lie.
Like,
I'm not here.
That's what I'm not understanding. Give me 5 minutes on that show. You gonna know, Wiley. Bring Wiley back. But all that period.
Nah, you're right though. He got to make himself be known and all that. And as far as the mob radio, I watched a little bit of interview. Damn, you right. She was cocoa buttered down. Then Flapjack's titties was out in that DJ Akademiks interview. She was like, let me know if my titty pop out. them titties was out. I remember he had a video with her. They did a little, the little double thing on the Instagram. And she was like, y'all let me know if my titty pop out because I got this little outfit on. When he popped up on there, he was shook. His face was just like, oh damn, like, and he tried to play it off, but I'm like, man, them things ain't sitting right. She's like, I got my titty tape on.
And then one of the titty popped. I was watching it. It popped out. And I said, what kind of married woman is that? Like it really popped out. Like she was just doing that for attention. I said, wow. Out of all of that support, guilty on all three charges. And then people are saying he needs to file an appeal. That appeal ain't gonna go nowhere.
Nah, you're right.
Procedure, it was a very fair trial, right?
Right.
And the judge was very fair towards Tory Lanez. And the appeal not gonna go anywhere. He was guilty on all charges.
That's right.
Guilty. And what she should have did was she should have been immediate. She ran from that because she could not celebrate the moment. She ran from it. When the daddy was out there screaming, she jetted to her hotel.
Man, she a hateful person anyway. I really like her show because whenever I watch it, all she did was talk about Cardi B this, Cardi B that, trash Cardi B. But the interview with Armon, I'm not gonna lie, he did keep it real with her. He told her she was delusional, which I was like, damn, like he just went right for it, like, because that's what I was thinking. Because there's no way in hell she really believed the stuff she's saying. I really believe that she was just paid off, like Tory just pocket her a little bit of money, tell her to get on YouTube and spew some disinformation and all that. But I don't know. The interview itself to me was entertaining. I think like some of the points that she made with Armon as far as the Nicki Minaj thing, like, oh, everybody say that you really switched up on Nicki because she unfollowed you. I was like, damn, she really said it, because that's what I was thinking. Because honestly, that's how I feel too. Because it's like any day Nicki Minaj follow him back, he gonna be right on YouTube. The queen following me. The queen follow me back. Because, at the end of the day, I do like Armon, but he does give groupie vibes, And DJ Akademiks, I just want to say that I think like that whole setup with him and Tory, I think he really a part of the manosphere, because the stuff he say on there, it just don't make no sense. He just seemed like he always coming at women. I feel like he's very anti-women, because before like YouTube and all that, he was the type of dude to be in the basement. He really ain't get no girls like that. So Joe Budden used to call him. What you call him?
Have to use his money to get, he have to use his clout and money to get Punani.
Right.
And it's a lane for that. But things that he do not do, he don't go out because he can't unless he got heavy security. And I don't even think people will even bother him at the end of the day, but they say they'll bother him anyway. And so he's in the house, and he does what he does on his show. And he have been doing it, and he's making good money off of that. Even though for him to be where he's at and for him to have the clout that he have, that's, I give him credit. Like, man, he's doing his thing, but you can't. I know he want to hang out with the celebrities, but you can't. Like, if you pick that role up to be trashing these artists, you can't be going to the club and stuff like that, because again, unless you have heavy security, because somebody's going to try you because of what the things that you say on your platform.
You're right, because one day I feel like Meek Mill's about to run up on him, and I'm not a fan of Meek Mills. He gives me very much African scammer tease, but one day he about to run up on that boy. But I did have something to say about Conscious TV. I was on one of his lives, and it's just like, man, he another one though. He entertaining, but get to it. Everything is, hold on, y'all.
I understand. You have to get to the point. This is why I focus on the content. Get to the point. I open up, do an intro. Get to the drama. Let's get to the point. Like the video. And I have a courtesy. You don't even have to tell people to like the video. If the video entertains, they're gonna like it. You can scream like the video 1 billion times. People gonna do what they can do. You can tell people to subscribe 1 billion times. They're going to subscribe when they have to. You understand the roles you've been watching for a while. Let me focus on the content. In the end, once we finish the show, I'll give my little church announcements, because we have to be focused on there. And one thing that I did not want to do, I did not, number one, have 13 people on my panel and I'm not monetized. To me, that's foolish. I'm not going to do this for no 13 hours for free. I'd rather go to somebody's nurse home, clean some boo-boo, and change a diaper, at least I'm getting paid by the hour. But
Look,
I refuse to be on
I don't
this
know how he
platform.
get paid, but
It's nowhere. It's just nowhere in the world. You think I'm gonna be on here for free for all of me? There's no way in the world. Absolutely not. And I'm damn sure not gonna have a 15-person panel because you have to bring. Can you pull a show by yourself? I can do that. I have been doing it for a while. And if we get a person to call and give that's a little icing, but the cake is me. The icing is you adding on and giving your commentary and whatever.
Right. And then it's like when he come on camera, it's like I'm like, what in the goth vampire 80 wearing bundles is going on here? Like, what is these looks? Like, what is these looks supposed to be serving? Like, I don't know. The looks is a little bit off.
And his mentor, I listen to everything. His mentor interviewed who was that? Nene Leakes. And Nene said,
really?
Who is your favorite YouTuber? His response, I don't have a favorite YouTuber.
Oh.
But when you had some controversy, when you getting dragged with all type of allegations, you go to Conscious. But when it was time to give Conscious that clout in front of a celebrity, he say, I don't have a favorite YouTuber.
Wait, are we talking about Armon?
No, I'm talking about Larry Reed. And Nene Leakes asked him, who are your favorite YouTuber? Larry Reed said, I don't have a favorite YouTuber. And so I listen to people. I observe that and I hear stuff and I said, that makes a lot of sense. And you rarely see Larry Reed brings him with other preachers, bring him inside the inner circle because Larry don't want that type of energy around him. He will deal with you on camera or virtual or so, but he haven't brought him at his events, haven't did a sit-down interview, he haven't sat there for a co-host, any of that. And I see it all. Now, so maybe he'll do it next year, but I won't highly doubt it.
Maybe he don't want him to show up in 20, 30 bundles in that vampire attire. So that's probably why he don't want him showing up there. He look a hot mess.
But when you need to will mill for me, I do that. But when it's time to bring me in the inner circle, he's not there.
Well, they say Larry Reed is funding his lifestyle anyway. So
I feel that point, but and I see it. I said, okay, all right. But that's what people do. That they will let you will mill for them, but when it's time to bring them in the inner circle, when I got a big event with all these celebrities, you ain't there.
No, you're right.
You understand what I'm saying? So that's why I'm like, okay.
Now you right about official King Payne. No, they was acting like you was hating, but his channel is trash.
It's like he have a lot of work to do, but for starters, if I was him, I will address the elephant in the room to tell the people why your relationship with Armon did not work. Because Armon talked about it on station, meaning now it's public. So you have to respond. If you don't respond, that means you a punk. That means you can't stand up for yourself because he responded on his station, and he should respond to the public and let it all out, because we see that the mistreatment, because when Armon did a panel, he didn't invite King Payne. He said, no, I'm not bringing him on there. And this was before King Payne went to a Jason Lee event. This is way before that. He wasn't there. Right?
Well, Jason Lee is trash as well. He trash.
Absolutely trash. But Jason is phony. He plays a game. And the way how he got there, I'm not shocked. If you read the man book, not shocked at all. Anytime when you would pretend like somebody died in Queen Latifah family and you played a sick joke just to get her on the phone, you would do anything for some clout. So once I read his book, I said he did a lot of lying, did a lot of clout chasing, did a lot of aggressiveness, staying on top of people. Like that is what, Jason Lee did. He was obsessed with Michael Jackson, kept calling the office, harassing him. He finally got Michael Jackson on the phone. So you gotta be like that. And he inserted himself into the industry. So, and he weaponized his platform, and then he boosts up conversations like that as well. So that's how Jason Lee have done. And when you read that book and read how he is, it doesn't surprise me. He know how to finesse his way with some powerful people, because you got to know how to have that swag. You got to know how to finesse your way, and he have done just that.
Now you're right. In some sense, you got to respect his hustle, but at the end of the day, he trash. him and Armon, I feel like they fell out because they got a lot of similar characteristics.
Absolutely. Him,
You know?
Tasha, Jason, common denominator. They got the same type of traits.
Yeah, it's giving Mean Girl, but
It's giving that they got that same type of traits. When you look at it, the same type of traits. You definitely see it. I see it all the time. And we're doing great. And we sit here very entertaining. And these big people, they gotta watch. I gotta see what Wiley talking. They have to watch it. And then if you keep hearing them, they're gonna say something because they watching our show. Because I'm just myself. I talk my best, and we just have these conversations. And I do go outside when I want to go outside. And when I go outside, I see my fans. Hey, Wiley, how you doing? I see them at the airport. I see the people in Atlanta. I collaborate with them and linking up with them. And so I go outside, but I'm very selective on where I go because again, you can't go in every space. So I'm glad I didn't go to the courthouse because if he would have said something smart, I would have let the colors with the colors, but I've been over there with the white people. I would have been right over there with white folks and sharing a meal with them, breaking bread with them. Because I know the black folks fake, so I might as well be with my oppressor because I already know y'all my oppressor, but let me learn from y'all. So yeah, but because if he would have said, "Oh, I ain't taking a picture with everybody," I'm like, "What you?" I'd have to snatch him up. You know what I'm saying? And all that type of stuff. But again, I'm glad that we having this conversation because though I wasn't in the courthouse, I knew how to talk about it and made me interested in what I had to say. And we got a lot of clicks and views off of it. And I appreciate that. I just want the same thing for King Payne because he should dress again Armon Wiggins and to talk about that because I think he's avoiding it. And I don't think he know how to even handle it, and it's so sad. People bring it up and you get blocked. And I said, I'm going to bring it up because King Payne get invited to the parties. But what does that mean if you can't get a platform off the ground? Who cares about going to a party?
Well, let me ask you this. Would you invite him on your show and tell him
absolutely.
how you feel?
I told him to come on the show. I said, come on the show. He said, I don't want to. He know we're going to ask him the tough questions. Like, you come up, babe, put up the tough questions. We invited him on the show when he had his chase to LA. He called me. Many people didn't want him to come on because he did a series. I didn't care nothing about the series. This is business. And I said, come on the show. And we did it. We did an interview. But when this incident happened with Armon, I emailed him and called him. He didn't answer. Then he called me and I let him have. I said, whenever you're ready, come on the show. You let it be. But I see the mistreatment. Regardless of we don't get along, we ain't cool. But I can see when a person is being mistreated. Or I see it. And I said Armon always thought that he was better than you. And that like you are the friend I have to just deal with. We really ain't cool. But when I was with my good girlfriends, they come to the party and you didn't get invited because I see all of that stuff. And in Armon, he's the type of person you get him drunk, he gonna tell it all. I don't hang around everybody that's a channel grower. My friends ain't on YouTube and blah 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 blah. I ain't trying to put nobody on nobody. Like he's just all them disses towards King Payne. I'm like, King Payne, when you gonna respond? Because when I dissed you, you did a 55-part series on me. And all I said, you was boring on the gentleman's panel. And you did a 55-part series. And you get dissed by your friend, so-called friend, and you have nothing to say. That's weak.
First of all, Armon is nobody's friend. He's a social climber. You should have known that when he went in on Nicki Minaj. He done had 50, 60 videos going in on Nicki for the smallest things. Like, I'm not a fan of Nicki Minaj, but you could clearly tell that unfollowed him got his panties in a bunch, okay? I'm just saying. So, well, Wiley, thank you.
Thank you so very much. Okay. Okay. Here we go. Let's go to this. Okay, we have somebody here. Hello. How you doing, sister? Is that sister? Official Tiff?
Oh, hey, Wiley. I didn't know you were talking to me.
Yes. Okay. I had to say your name because I'm like, okay, I see you down there. Go ahead.
Hey, yeah, I wanted to talk about the I guess the conversation between Milagro and Armon. But the previous caller was right when she was the one with Akademiks, she kept talking about her titties down to her knees. It was like, girl, we wasn't even thinking about your damn titties. You kept bringing it up. So she was getting on my damn nerves with that. But Wiley, when I tell you you was preaching, our mom was highly intoxicated. I mean, he got so emotional about Nicki Minaj and unfollowing him and talking about Cardi, really put him on. I'm like, but do Cardi play your music? I don't think so.
Absolutely not.
Um,
And Cardi never sat on this platform and did a show.
yeah, so I'm like, well, how much publicity is she giving you? So I couldn't understand why he was so passionate about that. I'm like, well, what did Cardi really do? Can you fill me in?
Cardi gave him a follow, and he's a sharecropper. Gave him a little follow, invite him to the party. But then when the VIP, you sit with the regular crowd, meaning I can go there and I'll be with the regular folks. But official Ken Barber, who is not black, is in the VIP, and you in the black, you the sharecropper, you in what's her name? My girl, Lovely T. Y'all with the regular folks, y'all down there, but y'all on the field, sharecropper. The in-house, the house, y'all VIP, but y'all right there. So I have to reach down in the crowd and put liquor down your throat. We gonna keep you right there because you're gonna be calm in that particular place. But when it's time for some exclusive VIP for cliques, I ain't gonna come and talk to you. Come on, your show. I go to people.
Okay, yeah, I was just wondering because he was very passionate about that. Oh, Cardi B, she did this, she did that. Like, yeah, well, really. One thing I did like about the conversation though, he did bring up some very valid points. But I think when the guy called in and was talking about Millie said that if he had a better lawyer, she was talking about Kenneth Petty. She wasn't talking about him. She was talking about if Kenneth Petty had a better lawyer, then maybe he would have had a different outcome. Because she said she didn't believe, that he are that girl. So she wasn't talking about Tory's lawyers when she said that.
And Tory had a good lawyer.
Right, but
He
he was like Millie was saying that, oh, if he had a better lawyer, she was talking about Kenneth Petty. She wasn't talking about Tory. So
right. And he had a good lawyer, Mr. Tory, and still
yeah,
lost, right?
yeah,
Somebody said, imagine paying your lawyer all this money
and
and
still
still
lose.
lose.
Yeah.
So just because you have a good lawyer, that doesn't guarantee that you're going to walk scot-free. And so we would definitely say about it. Even Kenneth made a mistake because he didn't register and got embarrassed Nikki, and that's why he got in more trouble, and that's why he have to be on house arrest. These are mistakes he made. And not only that, Kenneth Petty is not a good person because he committed so many crimes after the thing that happened with Jennifer.
Yeah.
Like, so, that and Nikki have a right to pick whoever she want to pick. You know what I'm saying? She's probably like a thug, Women, regardless of what it is, they love Whitney Houston, love the bad boys, love the thugs.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't see a problem with that at all. But Armon have to understand you can't criticize her husband and think that she's going to invite you to the table. That's something that he has to learn. Because I think with Armon, he feel like, let me say anything and just ignore that, but remember the good that I did. But Armon, you don't like when people do you wrong, and then they want to invite you to the table, you won't go. So have that same energy when Nikki treated you like that, because you believe in that same thing.
Yeah, I agree. But yeah, he was clearly too intoxicated. I mean, he was drinking with the Bobby interview, but he wasn't drunk. This interview, yeah, I think he was drinking too much, and it got out of hand. It became unprofessional. It became him just ranting and raving. So no, I would have definitely preferred to see you interview Millie than Armon.
Armon was drunk and he shouldn't have been drinking. And I guess he's under a lot of pressure because the way how he treated Payne, treated him like a disabled stepchild. And it's really sad. You had a guest on, he was extremely, extremely drunk, and he have to learn about that. And that's why I said he shouldn't have drunk. He should have been sober.
Yeah.
And so to get a better inkling. And everybody is not going to always sing your praises. that's just the reality. Like everybody's not going to sing my praises. But again, when he interviewed Milagro, I said, okay, this interview is fake and he's drunk. So obviously you didn't even care nothing about the interview because you would have showed up sober.
Yeah, I mean, because you can have like a drink during a conversation, but
Absolutely.
he was obviously drinking before, you drinking during. Like it was too much. Like I said, with the Bobby interview, it was cool, but this, yeah, I stopped watching. I'm like, this is crazy. My last thing I want to talk about, when you said you'll interview the baby like Goo Goo Gaga, I was dying laughing. Like,
Of course,
why?
I would have had the baby. I would interview the baby, and because I'm media, I have to get his response. He was there, so he's fair game. And you know, it was really sad to see all of this happen.
Yeah,
Seeing the son there and witness his father get put away in handcuffs. He should have never been there. And a woman that allowed that, I speak to her shame that you allow your son to witness something this traumatic, because you should have known that it could go either way. He could get guilty or not guilty. And you had your son there and him witnessing that. That's damaging and traumatic for your son.
I'm pretty sure
know?
the lawyers advised him to do that, to make him look like a family guy, to make him look more personable. So I see why he did it. Because at that point, I mean, you fighting for your life. You want to do anything. You had your sick grandma in the front row.
I get
You
that.
had your
But I think
baby.
like the last day,
If you got a puppy, you bring them to the damn courtroom. So I get it.
And it just went bad because now your son is there crying in the courtroom. Like,
Yeah.
to me, that's embarrassing. Then
I
you got
mean,
your
if
father
it had went the other way, you know,
it would
then
have
it would
been
have
that.
been
But
victorious.
and
So
it didn't. 3 charges, guilty, and your
yeah,
son, it's embedded in his mind that daddy ain't coming back home. Like,
yeah.
that's something that you should never have your son in like that. Like, that was foolish. Like, even if your lawyer say that, you pay your lawyer to be like, no, I'm not bringing my son. And so he's too young to be involved in something like this.
No, I mean,
and it didn't work. It backfired. You guilty on all 3.
all of it backfired, but I'm just saying I see why they advised him to bring in his son, because of the optics, the way it looked. My last thing is you was dragging when you was talking about Lovely T. I can't with you because you absolutely right. She blocked every damn body. It's like,
Absolutely.
girl, you'll probably
Mhm.
be at 2 million if you didn't
Right.
block everybody.
Absolutely. She go in them comments, she be blocking folks. And I believe that if she just have an open door policy, she would be over 1 million. And that's something that Tasha learned long ago. She
Yeah.
told me, she said, don't block people. And I don't. You know, I don't block even, and I don't even care what you said, as long as you don't use profanity. Like, they leave comments and they leave nasty comments. Like, even when I do videos about Armon, 90% of the comments going to be nasty, which I don't care. You leaving a comment, because I know how to leave it on the field, because it's my job to invoke you to leave a comment and watch and all of that. But I'm not going to block you. And that's something that Lovely T have to understand, because she goes on a blocking spree.
Yeah, she does. I mean, but the good thing is, you know, she does have the participation. So
Absolutely.
she's not lacking, you know, for
no,
anything.
it's not. Absolutely. And she does have that, because Lovely T is very consistent. She's very good at what she does, and her people love her. And they should love her, because she have been doing this consistently for a decade, I believe.
Yeah.
So, you know, so you should, like, if I, from 10 years from now, I want to be in that place where your audience, like, they there. Because if you keep putting in energy, your audience is going to be there and reward you for your success and for what you do, because it's a family. You grew up with these people.
Oh, yes. I mean, she definitely works hard, and her people definitely love her. They allow her to get a house that she built from the ground up, you know.
Facts.
Her success on YouTube. So she definitely nothing to sneeze at. I do adore Lovely T, because she does work hard. That was just funny when you said that. And the last thing about King Payne, you was absolutely spot on with him. Why are you holding the camera for Neek? You need to be doing this interview yourself. Turn the camera around on yourself. Like, are you serious? So yeah, I didn't understand that.
Yeah, and that's part that I saw, and I said, you should be focused on yourself, because everybody else, these are bigger platforms. You have to work twice as hard. Like, I have to work twice as hard to get half of the recognition when you are coming up. You don't have to work hard. You know what I'm saying? What I'm saying, to get to be a part of the conversation. And I feel that he did not take advantage of that moment. He could have done a better job taking advantage being in that courtroom, and he just did not do so.
Oh yeah, you absolutely right. You were spot on with that. But I want to say Merry Christmas, Wiley, and
Merry Christmas.
congratulations. I see that that subscriber count is going up, honey, because you're doing a
Yes.
good job.
Yes, thank you.
All right, have a good night, Wiley.
Thank you. Bye-bye. Okay, I think we had a couple of phone calls. Give me a second. We got a couple of phone calls. Give me a second. I'm gonna go to them. Wow, it was a lot. Okay, give me a second here. And so while we had a lot of people hit the link on StreamYard, so I love that. That you all had hit the link and everything. So now we go on to the phone call. Okay, I called you back. Okay, let me go to. All right. So now we're gonna call people back. Hello, yes, this is Wiley. How you doing?
Hi, Wiley. Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
Yeah, I just wanted to respond to the Armon and Milagro sit down or whatever. I was not happy when I saw that. I was very like, what is going on here? You know, that was the first thing I thought. But then when he did sit down with her, it was very good. It was a very good interview. I still don't like her, but it was a very good interview. You know, she still didn't take accountability for anything. You know, he asked her very hard questions. She didn't take accountability. She just went around the question. But, you know, Armon was very good, you know, as always. He did a very good interview. I think they did very good. I think they got far with the interview. We'll see. Because, like I said, Milagro, she's just not it. And I've never liked her. I don't watch her stuff. She's so biased. She's all for men. She don't stand up for black women. I see how she treated Meg from the very beginning of this. She never liked her. No matter what, she never liked her. And I saw that. So, you know, I never liked her. And she don't like Cardi B. She's always on Cardi B's back. She do lives about Cardi B, and it don't even be nothing going on with Cardi B. So I do not like her. You know, she's definitely a Nicki stance all the way, and there's nothing wrong with that. That's her business. But I don't like her, and she'll be farther if she focuses on other things other than begging for $20 and calling people out their names. I don't like that. It's disrespectful. And as far as King Payne, I used to watch him. I'm just going to tell you. I used to watch him. But you know what his problem is? He focuses on doing commentary about other YouTubers. That's the problem right there. You focuses on that instead of focusing on other things, you know, other than that. And I think that's where the problem comes in with him. What you think?
I think that you can do that, and you can focus on other things as well. And that's something that he have to do a revamp. He have a perfect opportunity right now to interview Jason Lee. And I told him, I said, hey, you should interview Jason Lee. I think that would be a great interview. That would be a good look for your show. I think that would be awesome. I think a lot of people will be into that. And I think it will show that, hey, you got Jason, you got this connection, you know, bring him on your show. And like I told him, I said, listen, you at the Jason Lee party, you should have your camera interviewing people. You know, take advantage of that moment. Don't just be a stan or a fan, but you media. So most importantly, have that as your priority.
Exactly. You're right about that. And another thing why I think that Armon treats King Payne the way he does is because King Payne started this. He started being over there, being grimy with Tasha K, you know, and other people that he knows that Armon don't get along with. And I don't think that was a good move. So I think that's why Armon just said, you know what, I see how he moving, so I'm just going to leave him alone, period. What you think?
Well, for me, I think that when Armon have to understand, he made moves too. He interviewed Storm, he interviewed other people. You interview Bobby Lights, I Love You Per. Rarely interview any other cast members of Chase LA. Like, you didn't push that like you pushed Bobby I Love You Per. And I don't feel that he was there. And I think where King Payne was looking, he said, listen, I'm still cool with these people, and I'm still cool with these people, and I shouldn't have to fall out with these people because you fell out with those people. You understand what I'm saying? Like, if you fell out with all these people, that means I have to fall out with all these people too. Like, I just don't understand that.
Right, you're right about that.
Like,
that's true.
If you have a friend, if you keep falling out, then damn, I gotta fall out with him too. Like, but when he's ready to make a move or ready to do that, or he makes his move, so why can't King Payne make his move?
Right, and King Payne needs to get up off the pot, like you said, and really do what he needs to do. Fuck all the other bullshit. Ooh, I'm sorry, Wiley.
Okay, go ahead.
Forget all the bull crap, and stuff, and just really do what he needs to do. He really does, because he should be further, like you said. He doesn't get that many views. He's always begging, and he's always the long commercials and all of that kind of stuff. That plays a part, because people get bored very fast. I know I do. You know what I mean? So if you don't get nobody's attention, what you gonna do about it? That's why your numbers is not gonna go up. And as far as Jason, as far as his show and all that, I don't know, because I don't watch Jason. So I don't like Jason like that. Jason then put me off when it comes to him. So I don't know if I'm gonna check in and watch or not. But if I do, I'll let you know, Wiley.
All right. Thank you so very much.
All right. Have a good holiday, Wiley.
All right, you too. Merry Christmas. Okay, bye-bye. All right, I called her back. Let me see. Okay. I'm gonna call some of y'all back because some. Okay, I'm calling you back 7997. Hey, welcome to the Wiley Show. Can you hear me? This Wiley. Hello, yes, welcome to the Wiley Show. Okay. Yes. Can you mute me in the back? Because we live. Hello? Can you mute me? Okay, can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay, go ahead. Talk. Huh? You live on the Wiley Show. Huh? Go ahead. Can you hear me? I said you live on the Wiley Show. What's up?
What's up?
Okay, what you want to say?
Are you a YouTuber?
Okay, I gotta let you go. Okay, when you ask dumb questions like that, let me block you, because, child, if you, I can just tell when people don't know, are you a YouTuber? You got to get hung up with that, because you don't even know what's going on, child. Like, come on now. Are you a YouTuber? Okay, I gotta let you go, because you don't know what we talking about. All right, gotta let you go when you ask dumb questions like that. Hello, you live on the Wiley Show.
Hey, Wiley, you have to be ready, guys. You have to be ready. Anyway, I do want to agree with a lot of things you said this evening. First of all, Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
The interview with Mob Radio and Armon Wiggins. First of all, Millie was trying to say that it wasn't an interview the other day. She was just saying it's a sit down, but it's an interview. Basically, you answer questions, okay? It was an interview. They both are freaking phony and fake and phony, because none of them didn't even apologize to each other. None of them apologized to each other. The last thing Armon said about Millie, nasty, was calling her a B about the photo, how she looked inside the photo, with her breast out. But I want to say this. I want to put a theory out there. Did Cardi B set Armon up to do that interview with Millie? I want to know.
Yeah, that's definitely a good point.
Did Cardi B set that up? And how Millie, she's a Scorpio. Aren't you a Scorpio as well?
Absolutely.
How are you so forgiving and so easy? You went to an house? Was that a house?
That was a part.
She went to his house, but I think that was a studio, I believe, allegedly. I don't know.
No, she went to his house. I think he went.
But
she went to her house.
His house.
Yeah, she went to his house.
That wasn't a setup. Like, you're too easy. I'm first of all, you guys can make up, but I'm not linking at your house. I'm not going to your house the first day. I'm not doing that.
Absolutely.
It was crazy to me to find that out. because all of a sudden, because didn't Armon had issues with one of his subscribers before? He didn't trust her because she snuck and pulled that phone out and recorded the incident with Neek and him. You remember him talking about that, right? He was like, I wasn't trusting you to come to my house because you did that sneaky thing, but you told me about it. He's still not trusting you. He's still not trusting you. And they both playing each other. But I do want to know what Nicki Minaj think about this interview. And I do want to know what Cardi B think about this interview because you're linking up with the ops now, both of them. But something is telling me deep in my gut that both Millie and Armon is trying so hard to become in the Illuminati if they're not already in.
Yeah,
that's my opinion.
I think that.
But they're trying so hard.
I think that Nicki and Cardi looking at it. See, this is why we don't deal with the blacks media. You know what I'm saying? So maybe it is what it is. I don't see them because they're going to look at it. They're not loyal, so we ain't gonna go on their platform. So again, I think they're looking at them saying, when we got an exclusive, we're gonna go to mainstream white media outlets. They're not gonna come on or Milagro Grams or Armon Wiggins platform. You're not gonna see them do a sit down interview. They might call into a station, but I'm talking about a sit down interview like they go to the Breakfast Club when they done up and everything.
And I believe that they were both of them was drunk and high, whatever drunk and high they were on. It could have been lean, I don't know. It could have been drugs, I don't know. But I do want to say this. They're trying to pitch their own or even to combine with each other to do a podcast. It's not going to work. The people have spoken. It's not going to work. The Millie and Armon podcast is not going to work. Because you did say Tory Lanez got locked up, so she's no longer doing the Tory Lanez and the Akademiks podcast. So now they're trying to merge to do their podcast, but it's not going to work. The people already have spoken. From when the interview aired, he only has 12,000 views. The people have spoken. The people have spoken. They don't see it. It's a waste to me. And my thing is, Armon, who benefited off of this interview, Wally? Armon, right? Because he put it on his channel, so he's getting all the clicks and views. Millie's stealing some of his clicks and views because she's streaming it on Station Head and her Discord, whatever you call it. I mean, if she's making money, why she's not making money like the others, like you, like the Tasha K's, like the rest of them off of YouTube? She felt some type of way. That's why she's chopping up her videos now and putting it up on her YouTube. But people already seen it. We're not interested anymore in the Tory Lanez and the Megan. No shade, no offense. I've seen it on DJ Akademiks already. I don't have Instagram. I'm not in that mess. But I've seen it already on DJ Akademiks. I've seen it on the Wiley Show. Why would I watch it again? You get what I'm saying? So she did a messed up thing with that, in my humble opinion.
Absolutely. Thank you so very much for calling in.
Okay.
Thank you. Oh man. Thank y'all so very much. Let me see where else I'm doing, you guys. I'm just give me a second. Okay. All right, call that person back. All right, let me see. And then I'm gonna call. I got 2 numbers to call back. So I'm coming to 9517. And then there was another number I gotta call back. Give me a second. Okay, I'm gonna do that. I gotta do the 773. All right. We are live, you guys. Oh man. Hello? Oh Lord, whoever was that? Let me go to this last one that called in. Wow, we've been on here for two hours. What? I didn't know we've been on here this long. We got to go. I gotta watch Home Alone. Hello.
Hey, Wiley.
Hey.
I hit you in the StreamYard. That was me as sister, so we already popped it up.
Oh, okay. I got you. Thank you.
All right.
All right, bye-bye. Okay, I think that was all the callbacks. And then somebody called in private, so I can't call you back. So just keep calling and we'll bring you on. Well, I didn't even know that we was going to do this. Like, do a 2-hour show. I didn't know it was going to be a 2-hour show, you guys. I was trying to get out here in an hour, and we did a 2-hour show. But we appreciate that. Yeah, I got to watch my Home Alone. Yeah, I got to watch Home Alone. Okay, I'm living alone. I'm living alone. Oh man. Did somebody order me some cheese pizza? Yes, I gotta watch Home Alone 1 and Home Alone 2, and I gotta watch Matilda, the musical. Matilda the musical. I gotta watch. I gotta watch that. Matilda the musical. Okay. Yes. Hello, you live on the Wiley Show. Hello, yes. Okay, let me put hey.
I wanted to do a breakdown of all the YouTubers that you were talking about tonight. As far as you're concerned, I think your show is great, and you have the personality to do big numbers, and you are. As far as Armon, I used to love him a lot, but now he's getting a little too big-headed, and I really don't like watching him. But his friend King Payne, I love King Payne when he was doing shows with Armon. It was like his personality came through, but now that he has his own YouTube channel, I don't know. It's like he needs another, like a co-host. I think his personality works well with a co-host, just like T.S. Madison. As far as Nick at Night, I'm happy that she does big numbers, but she is very boring. I don't understand how she's blown up, and she talks with a speech impediment. As far as Larry Reed, boring. How do y'all love Larry Reed? Just flat out boring. Conscious TV, he seems like he's very educated, but as far as the platform, another boring YouTuber. The only ones that really deserve their money is you. I don't understand why your numbers are not that big though, but you, Tasha K, Armon, and Lovely T. That's it. Everyone else is boring. How do you feel about that?
Well, give me a second. Let me put my headphones back on. I think that, honestly, I have been this YouTube thing, you have to literally put in the work, right? YouTube rewards you about the work you put in. And for me, I was you have to put like 40 hours plus into your channel to really grow, especially when you're doing a live show. When you're doing a live show, you have to really put the energy, the time in it. And so once I've started to do that, I started to see a shift where more people are starting to watch the show, more subscribers start to come. It happens like that, but you have to continue to be consistent and be content in what you have. But I thank God that I have the personality. The personality is there because I know a lot of people, unfortunately, they wish they had our personality. They don't have it. And so we're doing great numbers. We're beating the Scorpion Show, and they have 100 and some thousand subscribers. Who was that? The impression guy, the Adrian Impressions, we beating his clicks and views. He got almost 100,000 subscribers. So we are, growing, and I thank God for, the platform that we have and the people that are coming in. and the doors that have been opened. But for those other people you named, I like Neek. I think she's very entertaining. But she have a very well balanced platform. One of my top persons on YouTube, and one of my favorite. Yeah, she's a good person. I like her.
Yeah, she's a sweet girl, but you don't find her to be boring?
No, I think she's entertaining. But one of my favorite top YouTubers that I like to watch, that I'm just that I'm really, really just entertained by, and I love and I respect. I think he's very, very talented. I've been knowing it for years. Armon is very, very talented. He's very, very, when he's drunk, he's just talented. Really good guy. One of my top leading persons that I like, to watch, that I can say I can watch a full video. But the rest of the people, Neek, I used to watch her a lot, but I've been so focused on my channel. But I think she's a good person. Very beautiful, chocolate thick, good person.
Yeah, she's all of that. She is a good person. I'm not saying that, but just like her, T-Payne, and like T-Payne, he's awesome too, but he needs to be paired. I didn't understand when he was on Armon show, he was explosive. But now, just like the other caller that you had, he's doing all these period ahs, and it's too much, and begging for money and stuff. He really needs that co-host because to lead by himself, he cannot do it. He doesn't have that leadership personality like you, Tasha K, and Armon. And again, Armon is everything. But he's slipping to me because he's so focused on becoming the celebrity, when I feel like a lot of YouTubers do that. I watch a ton of you guys. I feel like Armon needs to focus on his channel and be the celebrity on YouTube, and don't get into the demonic realm of the other part of the entertainment business. Leave all that. I'm trying to be a big rapper or whatever. What do you classify his music? R&B? Or I think he should leave that alone and just, focus on his YouTube channel and stop messing with any other thing other than that. But yeah, Neek is boring. She's boring. Jason Lee, boring. I think he's just getting paid by a lot of male celebrities for them to sleep with him or whatever, because I don't understand why he has a platform. They say Floyd Mayweather backs him up. Why? Why are you backing up this boring dude? Are you messing with him? What's up with that? And I wanted to point out something. I called into your show before with Armon Wiggins. The reason why he got mad at Nicki Minaj, and he even said, he was referring to me, he was like, the prior caller nailed it. The reason why he fell out with Nicki Minaj is because of Tasha K had her on the show and did an interview, and Armon wanted that interview really, really bad. He went after that interview, he went live, and he just went off on Nicki Minaj, and then weeks later he started praising Cardi B. As far as Milagro Grams, I don't know her name. I don't really watch her. I've never watched her. I only know of her because the past couple of days of you guys talking about her. I feel like she's going to do well, but on that Armon interview, I watched a little bit of it. She seems like she was like one of your other callers, the gentleman that called in. She does seem like she got, what's his name? Armon seemed like he got paid by Cardi B because he kept stating that Milagro Grams was going up against Black women by supporting Cardi B for putting down Black women. Not Cardi B, but Nicki Minaj. So he kept harping on that with Milagro Grams, and she just really wanted to change the subject. So I feel like Cardi B did pay Milagro Grams to be on the, for Armon to put her on the channel. But that's all I wanted to say. I know that you're going to consistently do well, Wiley.
Absolutely.
And thanks for having me on your show.
No problem. Thank you, ma'am.
Bye.
Bye-bye. You just never know who's gonna call into the show. Milagro just sent me this about Tory Lanez. So I do want to read this about Tory Lanez, and I did say that about that. Give me a second. Let me go to my email. And so we thank y'all so much for calling in. We've been on here for 3 hours. I was not expecting to be on here for 3 hours, you guys. But it's Christmas. Y'all wanted me to go live on Christmas. Okay. Thank you. It's Christmas. I love Christmas. Christmas is like one of my favorite. Well, Thanksgiving is my favorite holiday because of the food. So I appreciate that. Give me a second. Let me go to show you this because she did send me an email for this. So I want to make sure I put it out here. So they have a change.org. Y'all see that on change.org? They said appeal Tory Lanez verdict immediately. Okay. So this person wrote, Tory Lanez was found guilty on all charges, and it's a true miscarriage of justice. The state did not prove that he committed any crime. The jury that was chosen, which was mostly white women, put him in a terrible position to begin with. The prosecutors couldn't believe that he did what he was accused of. Otherwise, he would have been charged. He would have been charged with attempted murder and kidnapping. He now faces almost 30 years in prison and deportation. Every person except for E.J. King lied on the trial. We literally witnessed every testimony filled with inconsistencies and contradictions, including a potential suspect request full immunity and pleaded the fifth to incriminate herself. She also committed perjury. Many said she was paid off, but how if she said negative damaging things about Tory Lanez? That led the investigator did a messed up job of fully interviewing the one neutral witness. So they wrote a long article, a long thing about it. I'm not signing it because the jury did prove his case, and he was proved to be, guilty. And so definitely they said the prosecutor didn't prove his case. Obviously the prosecution did. So they will have to prove that it was a procedural error in order to get a retrial. So again, this is what Milagro sent to me saying that I should sign this article. I should sign this petition, but this petition mean anything because it won't sway the court. You know what I'm saying? So the jury have already decided about it. I definitely think he needs to be deported, and it don't even have the 5,000 signatures. So if y'all want to sign it, y'all most definitely can. And they saying appeal. Hello, welcome to the Wiley Show.
Hey, Wiley, how you doing?
Doing good.
Merry Christmas to you.
Merry Christmas.
You know what, Wiley? You did a great job. I'm one of your fans that kind of maybe 70% agree with you and 30% don't. But just as a human being, I really like you. And I would tell you, you did an awesome show today because I got so many laughs watching my grandkids with Christmas. I mean, they were just so happy. And then I came home and I got to watch you. And I laughed for the next couple of hours. So you just keep doing your do, and I'll keep coming on there because me, man, I might not agree with you all the time. But you know what? I still respect you as a human being. So you have a Merry Christmas, Wally, and a Happy New Year. Thank you, baby.
Thank
Bye-bye.
you so very much. Bye-bye. You just never know who's going to call in. But again, we did not sign the petition. Again, because I'm not signing it. I don't agree with it. I believe he needs to have more years in prison. Because again, we don't need those type of people outside that always goes into violence. I don't think so at all. I think that we as African American people, we don't need those type of people out there at all. So again, we will continue to support Megan Thee Stallion, and we'll continue to support her because Megan Thee Stallion is definitely that type of person. So again, we will not stop when it comes to that type of way. When Megan Thee Stallion comes out and support that, because again, Tory Lanez did shoot Megan. We don't have to say alleged, and a jury of his peers, it happened. He committed crime in a predominantly white area. They said, but why was the jury mostly white? Well, the jury pool, it happened in a majority white area. This didn't happen in Compton. This happened in a white area. So I'm not shocked that the jury is predominantly white. because it happened in a predominantly white area. Now, the crime should happen in Compton, then maybe it would have been more black and brown, but it happened it happened along, in a white area. So of course the jury are going to be mostly white women because it happened in a predominantly white area. It could have happened in Compton, but it didn't happen in Compton. It happened in a predominantly white area. And so a lot of them bloggers, they acted like they were from Compton, acting foolish and ignorant and stuff like that. And so that's how that goes. But again, this was a good show. I'm going to be watching Home Alone. I got my Disney Plus. So on Disney Plus, they got all the Home Alones on Disney Plus. So I'm definitely going to be watching all of the Home Alone 1 and Home Alone 2. And I'm definitely going to be watching Matilda, the musical, because I love that show. You know what I'm saying? So I love it. 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 But we thank y'all so very much for coming on the show. We've been on here for about 3 hours. Thank y'all for coming on, showing us love. And we will continue to support y'all and do a good show. Y'all can't say I didn't go live on Christmas, because I did. I went live on Christmas, and I appreciate y'all for, showing love. So if you have not liked the video, click the like button. Shout out to y'all for sending y'all Christmas donations. Some of y'all have been sending 1111 in there. Thank y'all so very much for that. If you want to contribute to our show, we do have a Cash App to our show. It's $ Marquise Wiley 28. So I appreciate that. Thank y'all. We do have a P.O. Box. We do have a P.O. Box as well. So if you want to contribute to that, that's P.O. Box 701122, Dallas, Texas 75370. So I thank you so very much for that support, for coming on the show. This have definitely been a good show. Okay. Wait a minute. Somebody had just called me. Give me a second. We're going to take one more call and we're going to be done. And I may come back live tonight. I will say about that. Let me take this one more caller. No, I'm not coming to Applebee's today. I'm actually cooking me some food today. Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas to you all. Make sure y'all have a good Christmas on today. And I hopefully I offer you entertainment. Hello, you live on the Wiley Show. Can you hear me?
Hey, Wiley. Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
This Key Love, I just wanted to wish you a Merry Christmas and tell you I love you and thank you so much. It was a wonderful show. Now, I wanted to ask you if you got the opportunity to interview Milagro, what would you have asked her?
I can't get into those questions because you got the ops listening.
The ops?
Absolutely.
Okay.
All right. Thank you so very much. Okay. What? You got the ops listen? So I can't, the ops, yes. You think I'm going to tell you what I'm going to ask her? You will see when she come on, all right? The ops, yes. The ops listen. Oh, man. There you got the ops listening. I can't tell you what I'm gonna ask her. I'm not. Gotta keep that on the. I gotta keep that on the down low. All right. I should have sent you $20 before asking that question. Yes. So thank y'all so very much. Little black boy, you're enough. Little black girl, you're beautiful. When you go in the courthouse, you get a not guilty. Don't act crazy. Don't act a fool. Little black girl, a little black boy. If people want to take a picture with you, take a picture. Don't be afraid. You keep on moving on. Be strong and don't stop. Thank y'all so very much, and you keep on moving on. All right. Thank y'all so very much for coming on the Wiley Show, showing us love and showing us support. And we will see y'all in the next episode. Thank y'all so very much. Peace.